Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media. And you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead, hit that like button, because you already know what time it is. And you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've seen other people do it well, but what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button, and everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks. Today we got another extremely interesting topic that I'm going to do the best I can to do proper justice to. Shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast, who requested this particular one. Man, I'm going to say this was rough, y'all. This was rough, y'all. This was rough. We are going to deal with why Black women reward white supremacy. Y'all, why Black women reward white supremacy. I know it may sound crazy to some folks out there, but this is a heck of a thing that is real. Okay, it's a heck of a thing that's real. All right, but before we dive too deep into this, let me take a quick moment out to give credit what credit is due, because we have people that come through and they drop a little something off from time to time. Now, I appreciate everybody who gives me views. It's not like I don't. I appreciate everybody who hits that like button, because y'all hear me asking for like buttons all the time. I appreciate everybody hyping me up. You know what I'm saying? If you hype up the channel, y'all don't miss an opportunity to hype the channel up as well. And I appreciate everyone who leaves comments after the stream. All those different things help the algorithm. So you're doing me a great, solid, big time, real talk. But I also want to make sure I get the people who give financial contributions to the channel. You know, and if y'all, I know there's people around know I lost the channel with too. Okay, but there's people who been rocking with me through different channels and all that. So I'm gonna say shout out to my main man Wolfbang, who was supporting me on the last channel. I haven't seen him pop up on this channel yet, but shout out to Wolfbang, who is the sponsor of today's stream. I appreciate you big time, brother. Appreciate you big time. Hopefully you in the cloud, but maybe you ain't found this channel yet. When you lose a channel, sometimes it takes people a while to find a new channel. So shout out to Wolfbang. Ain't forgot about you, brother. Much love and respect to you. Real talk. Okay, so shout out to him. And let me give a couple shout outs to some of the first people to check in this morning, because when you starting up a show, it's always great to see some people checking in with you when you're about to get started. But y'all know how it goes around here. As they say, they can only be one. And I seen some of y'all tried it. I keep telling y'all, you try to come too early, it ain't gonna register right. It ain't gonna register right. But if you come right on time, you're gonna be at the top of the pile. And we got to give it to my main man, the one, the only Gold P, who has become what we like to call around here the Highlander of today's stream. So shout out to Gold P. He is the Highlander of today's stream. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Okay, good to have you in the building. Good to have you in the building. We got my main man, Trail Billy, following up, representing like he always does. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Goers babies. And my personal favorite, hashtag El Hydra. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Always good to see you in the building. We got Magni Void Son Dominus following him up. Good to have you in the building, my brother. Good to have you in the building. We got Boot Cap in the house as well. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Good to see you. We got Inspired Truth Broadcast in the building. He said, trying to listen before the marathon of meeting starts. Oh, okay. That's what you was talking about. That's what you was talking about. Well, you know what? The replay gang, sometimes you got to join the replay gang, but appreciate you, my brother. We're going to do justice by your showtime. We're going to do justice by your showtime. I know I am. Okay. Shout out to Superstar J Quick. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. We got, I don't remember. I don't remember what the name was, but JH-JY61B. Hey, y'all got to change y'all names so I can know what y'all want to be called, okay? I remember some of y'all, but I ain't gonna remember every single one. Now, I know that was something Kalihakate. I know that was something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but something Kalihakate. Shout out to my main man, Afro Merchant is in the building. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. We got Southpaw in the house. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Bad Ombre is in the building. I see Champ Cop for Life. What's going on? Boot Camp is here. What's happening, my brother? What's happening? Great to see you. Great to see you. We got Jerome in the building. Jerome is in the building. Chief Weehale is in the house. My main man, Mr. GQ Smooth, is in the building. Good to see you, brother. We got Kevin 3904 in the house as well. Y'all, and we gonna get into this one. Y'all. I'm gonna say, man, I went out to do my own little personal surveys, y'all. Okay. I also looked a lot of stuff up online where we had black women talking about white men. Okay. Now I put a couple clips in the description, couple quick ones, one only a little less than 7 minutes, I think it was. One's only about a minute long. So y'all can see what some women say. Now I tried to do something quote unquote slightly balanced. But I want y'all to know that first clip where it looks like they were on some white woman's show. Okay, look like they were on some white woman's show. That's what I'm assuming it was. Some white woman's show. I noticed that clip was from, I think it said 13 years ago, y'all. So it's 2025 now. Okay. Now you take 13 years off of that. Okay. So that's putting us around 2012. Okay. That's putting us around 2012. Okay. Now this stuff has been going on for a while. And, I use that clip because I think that was Black women's attempt. I think it was their attempt to sound unbiased or something. I think that's what it was. Now, of course, they was blaming Black men for what they do, as if it got something to do with us. But I think that was their attempt to try to come off as like we're not too biased. At at the last moment, it's like, yeah, well, I got nephews and stuff too, so I want them to be able to get a good guy. Hey. Now, shout out to Afro Merchant. He says, I don't know if she's light skinned or Hispanic, but the sister's third right is the prettiest and had the most sense. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this. Shout out to all of them. It's cool. They went out there, they did what they did, they said what they wanted to say. And I think it becomes an issue when Black men hear what they say. I think it's an issue for them when Black men hear them, because I do hear them blaming Black men, and a lot of Black women come with this story about how Black men don't want them. So now, when you think about rewarding white supremacy, there's some things that are going to go together that just have to be looked at. Now, y'all, I went to go hear what Black women were saying myself. And, I asked a few that I personally knew. I asked them even about the concept of them rewarding white supremacy. I would say this, for the average woman that I talked to about why Black women reward white supremacy, let me say this first, y'all. Real talk, a lot of them they didn't even know what I was talking about. They could not even see it, okay? The idea of a Black woman, quote unquote, rewarding white supremacy in their mind is so foreign to them, they couldn't even grasp it. As I'm trying to break it down, they couldn't even grasp it. Okay. Or at least they refused to grasp it in front of me. Okay. They refused to grasp the idea. It was like it didn't exist. They don't know what I'm talking about. Can you give me some examples? They act like they just had no clue of what's going on. Been living in this country their whole lives. They got no idea what stuff is all of a sudden. They got no idea. Okay. Some people try to explain it off as, it's learned behavior. Things were still happening, decades ago. So these people that were going through these different things, decades ago, they're still involved in this quote unquote learned behavior. Okay. They're still involved in this learned behavior. Now, their mindset of rewarding white supremacy, I'm going to tell you right now, the Black woman does not have that mindset. Okay. The average Black woman I talk to, I guess they will never say Black women reward white supremacy, even though they've been rocking real hard with white supremacy. Now, I don't know, maybe something will change because of the different things that have been going on since Trump's second election, all the different executive orders, what he's trying to have established. Maybe some of these things will break up a little bit. I know that there's women concerned about not being viewed as special because, women get jobs under special conditions. You're, the whole double minority thing. And for some Black women, triple minority if they participate with LGBT, if they participate in that lifestyle. So I know there are some concerns that are out there. And I know, I've covered it myself on the previous channel. Then some other folks done cover. Y'all know, what is about 500,000 Black women lost a job this year that made the news. Not to say it ain't like women lost jobs that didn't make the news, but about 500,000 lost a job that did make the news. Okay, I remember doing a story. It was around 300,000 that had already lost a job that made the news. Okay, I think it might be up to about 500,000 now. So now, is that going to change Black women's relationship with white supremacy? It could, but guess what, y'all? I doubt it. I really doubt it. All right. All right. Now, this is the thing. Black women do everything they can to impress upon white men that of how they see them. They see them as great warriors. They see them as gods. They see them as the peak of human perfection. Now, this could bother some Black men. This could bother, shouldn't, but it could bother some Black men. Because real talk, Black women see white men as people. They see them as actual men. All right. And you even saw a little bit going on in these clips. See, the thing about Black women is when they look at Black men, they compare the worst of Black men with the best of white men. Now, y'all have to understand, this is not a new concept. That's what goes on all over this country. Even Black men have been trained to do that. Because if you see people's conversation about culture, what do people go to? They go with the worst of Black culture, and they try to compare that to the best of white culture. This is something that is done on a regular basis. So now the thing is, a lot of Black women have internalized that, and they're doing the same thing. You may notice it more when they're doing it because it's quote unquote against you in some kind of way. But you see how they compare white men to Black men, and it's always the best of white men, even though they can only compare that to the worst of Black men when they're saying something to us. Now, some women did some interesting stuff, y'all. Because as I was talking to some of the women, I said, okay, what do you think about the fact? Because, women said about, what they didn't have, what they had, what's happened to them over time. I say, do you ever pay attention to the fact that all the things that have been, quote unquote, put against you, all the different rules that were against you, Black men actually fought to help you live a better life? Black men fought for Black people. They didn't fight for Black men. They fought for Black people. We've been doing this since the days of slavery. They fought for Black people. And the women will go on and on about the different things that women could not do, the things that were kept from women. Okay? That's what would happen. All right? Now, I do see someone backstage. I'll bring you up momentarily. Okay? Now, this is the thing, y'all. I asked women, did you notice every form of oppression that you have discussed? Black men didn't do any of it. Have you ever taken notice of that fact, that Black men didn't do any of it? I'm not going to deny that you were treated less than human. That did happen. We saw it. Black men didn't do it. I'm not going to deny that there was rules that, you were different than a man, where you couldn't own this, couldn't own that, couldn't do this, couldn't do that. Black men didn't do none of that. Okay? Did you pay attention to everything that Black women say they fought for? Black men had nothing to do with keeping them from it. There is not one rule in society that you can blame Black men for what Black women could not do. The only thing Black men have done in relationship to Black women is help them gain the ability to do things. Now, this is the thing, y'all. We're just talking about what the facts are. again, black men didn't fight for black men. Black men fought for black people. So all the different complaints that black women say, even the ones including white women or them jumping on white women's story, we didn't do any of it. Now, I confronted women with the fact that we didn't do any of that. Okay? We didn't do any of it. And you know what? Honestly, guys, I'm going to have to say, based on what I could tell, when black women had to take that thought, right up in their face, because I'm putting it in their face, it basically just didn't matter. It did not matter at all. Black women just do not see anything that white men did to them as a problem. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm glad I looked into this even more than what I already have. Black women have this thing about white men that whatever they do is just not a problem. Now, when we do it, it's a problem. But when they do it, it's not a problem. Why would they reward white supremacy? Y'all, I mean, black women are truly trying to identify with white men. That's what the reality is. They really want to identify with white men. I understand that white men cannot put them in a certain position, because if they put them as the quote unquote standard of beauty, that's going to encourage a bunch of white men to mess with black women, and then they're going to have black babies. So no matter what, okay, no matter what they want us to do as people, the white man is only going to go so far. But black women really want that. They really want to replace white women. And as y'all know, they want us to help them replace white women. And they don't like us telling the truth about how they act, because, as I've told y'all time and time again, black women care about their image more than anything. So when we talk and say things about black women that's not so flattering, it bothers them, because they don't want bad things said, because the white man may hear something we say. Now, let's think about it, y'all. Do white people be all up in black folks' business? Yeah, that's true. That's true. I can't deny that. It's nosy white folks. Now, I'm not talking about white people that rock with us. I'm talking about nosy white folks that want to report back and say what them niggas is doing. Do they be all up in our bit? Yeah, they do. Now, y'all remember the video, the clip was from like 13 years ago. Okay. Black women are not going to be satisfied until they are seen in this country as the white man's counterpart. That's just what it is. This is the decision they've made, and they've been working on it for a long time. And at this point, there's no evidence that they're going to give this up until they get this done. How they're going to get it done, I have no clue. I don't know how they're going to replace the white woman as the white man's woman. I don't get that. I don't know what a mindset is. And some of them have admittedly just gone into self-delusion. Okay? Some of them admittedly have just gone into self-delusion. So now, as men, we have to think about why are they happy when white supremacy shows its ugly head in any kind of place? I'm going to say, y'all, real talk, it's their way of trying to prove the white men that they can be loyal. Now, I get it, but there's some complex things that's going on, y'all. You think about that organization, okay? Black Lives Matter. Let's think about that organization just for a moment. Okay, we had now, I'm not talking about the movement. There was an actual Black Lives Matter movement led by some black men. But then there was a Black Lives Matter organization that was formed by reportedly a white man. I ain't gonna say his name, but you know, the billionaires in the background. I ain't gonna say his name. Okay. But it was given over to 3 black women. Now, what were they supposedly fighting for? The way they presented things, they were fighting for quote unquote black people. Then, based on their own words, when you look into the organization, they were actually fighting for black women to run the black community. That's what they were fighting for. They literally said they want to destroy the nuclear family. That was in their stuff. They were looking out for black women and black children. Okay. Now, if you were an LGBT man, they'll look out for you too. But you had to be one. If you were a straight black man, you were not important to their cause. Okay. So what was BLM actually doing? They were using the blood, lives, and memories of straight black men to help anybody other than a straight black man. That's what the organization is about. Now, you would think that black women wouldn't be involved in something like that because it's not for black men. With all the stuff they were doing, all the protests and the news coverage and all that type of stuff, you would think that they would be fighting for the betterment of black men. No, they were not. They literally were not. And see, when you think about it, you know, black women, you know, it's only so much credit we can give, because if you're not under a black man, okay, then what are you doing? A lot of black women like to say they're fighting for black men, but when you investigate them, they're not. Just is what it is. See, black women understand white supremacy. See, men, you know, men, there's some people who want to think they're smarter than the women. We see women doing dumb stuff, and we got to be smarter than them because they doing dumb stuff, all that. Now, people know what they're doing. Black women like fighting for white supremacy to win. Because this is the thing. They do have an idea that if black men are in charge, we are somehow going to treat them worse than white men. Now, they believe this. Now, you can ask yourself all the questions you want about why they believe this, but this is what they believe. You can't stop them from believing anything they want to believe in. Everybody has a right to believe what they want. Now, when it comes down to it, if you believe that black men would do black women worse than white men do them right now, why wouldn't you fight for white supremacy? Think about that. Why wouldn't you? So yeah, we may think they being stupid because what they doing don't make sense from a logical standpoint, but now they're doing exactly what you would expect a woman to do for someone she sided with. I think black men have a hard time accepting that black women have sided with white men. Okay? It is what it is. There was a side to pick, and they picked the white guy. All right. Now, is there a few black women out there that's still gonna rock with black men regardless? Yeah, it's a few of them. They're hard to find. And if you come across one, more than likely she's married. Let's just keep it real. If you come across one, more than likely she's married. All right? Because you're not gonna really find a black woman who's pro-black man really that's single. Like, you're not really gonna find that. People gonna scoop them up early. It just is what it is. You know, is a woman like that really gonna make it to her 23rd birthday without being married? I doubt it. It is what it is, y'all. I seriously doubt it. Not saying it ain't possible, but you're gonna have a lot of things go in place for a black woman who's pro-black man to actually be single at the age of 23. Okay, you gonna you gotta have a whole lot of things go right if you want to meet one like that that's single at 23. Okay, they get scooped up rather quickly. It just is what it is. Okay. Now, I did have someone backstage. My bad for keeping you back there too long, but if you want to come back up, I can let you up on the panel now because you got knocked off. I was just finna try to bring you to the panel, but looks like you got knocked off or you went off. It is what it is. If you come back, I got you. Now, y'all, now there are black women who simply want to bathe in whiteness. Just is what it is, y'all. They want to bathe in whiteness. They want this rugged man with what they call the piercing blue eyes. They want that long hair. Okay. They want to be ravaged by such a man. All right. And the thing is, when that man does things to them that we consider wrong, it doesn't make a difference because she don't consider it wrong because a white man did it. Now, I'm going to say that might be hard for some black men to swallow. She doesn't consider it wrong because a white man did it. Now, I understand that's not quote unquote fair. It ain't about what's fair. It's about what's real. I get it. Black man go upside your head. Black man is a beast. He's a monster. He's terrible. White man go upside their head. She should have been acting right. She should have been presenting herself better. You know, she need to get her stuff together. Hey, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So they see that totally different. You know, not saying a black man gonna actually hit a black woman because that ain't something we really known for. But the thing is, white men are known for stuff like that. Now, we can argue about how true it is, but we know they're known for stuff like that. Yeah, sure, a white man to put his hand on a woman. I don't think in our society we even have a perspective that we even doubt that a white man will put his hands on a woman because women accept it from white men. It just is what it is, and black women are included. It's that simple at the end of the day. Okay? But when they do it, it's just not that big a deal. But let me get a mic to Kevin 3905, who's come up. You got it, my brother. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. I hope your weekend went well. Hey, man, let go OP up here, man. Don't leave him back there like that.
I was, for the record, that was my goal too. For the
record. As usual, man, you have a great topic, man. I endeavor to do better this week than I have in the past few weeks. I definitely agree with what you're saying here. These women don't realize what they're doing because they're not thinking. They're in their emotions about what it is that they want, and they want freedom. They want freedom from men. They want to be able to extract resources from us, but they want freedom from us at the same time. So they don't feel like they're white supremacists. They voted Democrat. How can you be a Democrat and a white supremacist at the same time? That's what they think, even though the Democratic Party started the KKK. But I digress. But yeah, man, they really they don't believe that they're white supremacists because they won't stand up to the facts. They won't accept the facts that you're giving to them. Their facts don't mean nothing. Your facts don't mean anything to their feelings, sir. They just don't, man. And they won't accept leadership, and they don't understand how important it is to accept leadership from black men because we provide their protection. Just like you said, we work for black people as a whole, not just black men. We were not trying to dominate our women in a way that our women are subservient to us or nothing like that. But they don't care about that. They don't care. You know, I'll land my plane there for now. I'll have some more to add a little bit later on.
Now that's interesting. Now I'm gonna say this too. Now, a lot of black women aren't really that politically aligned with white men. They say they won't. You know, white men will come from a more quote unquote conservative perspective. Black women come from a more quote unquote liberal perspective. You know, white men trying to figure out how to pay less taxes. Black women trying to figure out how to spend other people's tax money. So it's like they're not even a good match. But the idea of being with that white man seems to supersede everything to them. Okay. Now, if you want to look at how white men treat them, okay. I mean, you could think about the different things that go on in society. Okay. And with the different things that go on in society, you know, now we as black people, we do look at that as that's what the white man is doing because government is pretty much white people control. It's always been that way. It's great that we've had some black political figures, but the government as a whole is white people control. So black people say what the white man is doing in reference to the government. So now when you think about that, every bad governmental thing that happened to a black woman, we as black people say that's white men, or we say that's white people. So every single bad thing that happened to them literally came from the white man that they love. And none of it came from us. Yet somehow he's the better man to be with. You got to make that make sense on your own. I don't know how to make it make sense because it just don't. But let me turn the mic over because I believe Crash Out Stacey Dash. I believe this is my friend here. I believe it. So go ahead, Crash Out Stacey Dash. You got the mic.
Hey, what's going on, Roger? Hope you had a really
that's not you. That's not you.
No, it's not. It's not quite high. It's not hot sauce.
Okay, I thought you was an Ivy Leaguer. Okay,
it's not hot sauce today. I know he's going to come. I can't wait till he comes up though. But the reason why I'm using this, this avatar, of Crash Outs of Stacey Dash is because she is the ultimate black woman who has rewarded white supremacist males in the past. She's been married 3 times to white men. She's a divester. She's the ultimate divester. And she really, really showed her true colors during her time when she was at Fox, criticizing black folks and all that. And many white folks enjoyed it and everything. She even thought that George Zimmerman should have been found not guilty of shooting Trayvon Martin. Okay. And it wasn't until she got fired from Fox after 2000, I think it was 2016 or 2017 and everything else. Very interesting. That's how right after she got fired, that's when the right wing, the suspected white supremacist right, started popping up Candace Owens because they know how to discard a lot of black folks and everything else. You try to co-sign with white supremacy, but this lady married 3 times to a white man, been divorced, and in her last marriage, she got arrested for domestic violence. I think they dropped the charges and everything else. But a lot of these type of black women, they're the ultimate white supremacist supporters. They love it when a white man, talk junk, talk a lot of junk about black men and everything else. They love it a lot. They go behind Clubhouse and other platforms supporting this type of stuff and everything else. But then once the white man gets through with these black women, they try to become a little pro-black and everything else. They feel traumatized and whatnot. So that's why I'm using Stacey Dash, because she's been crashing out lately. If you go on and listen to her rant, on YouTube, I mean, she's sitting up there talking about Jesus is going to save me and everything else, and blah blah blah. But once the white man, finish up with these black women, they're in meltdown mode, and you don't want to be with these black women after that. So I'm gonna land my plane. I'm gonna let The other person, she better start talking.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say let's let the real Ivy League stand up. Shea Butter is in the building, then we get it back to you, Gold P. My bad about the fake Ivy League. But go ahead, Shea Butter. How you doing, brother?
Peace to the gods on panel. Shout out to you, Roger. And you see, right now, this is why women dating black. This is why black women date white women now. Niggas can't even have their own style. Niggas biting. So, right. So first, and Stacey Dash, when you weren't the real Ivy League, why didn't you let that brother Go P go, man? So I'm gonna do the right thing. Go P, please go ahead, brother.
Peace. What's happening, man?
What's happening, brother?
What's happening?
What's going on, Go P?
Peace to everybody. Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace to everybody on the panel. What's good, my guys? Hey, Roger. I went and looked at the clips, because you always tell us to go do our homework. I did my homework, brother, as usual.
Mm-hmm.
And when they, it was some time ago, about 15 years ago, right? And it spoke to what we've been witnessing way back when Oprah was on, which was further back, which confirms that this kind of conversation has been levied against brothers on a regular and has been consistent. That's the proof in itself, man. And then when I have to question, the one that was had the I guess red bottoms on, the one that was on the far end. She said, "Oh, this thing about how we try to look like white women, try to look like Wilma." But yet, I don't know if she looked in the mirror, because her hair was all beat up, straight beat up. If you guys just look at how this went, it's interesting. How this thing lays out, man, and we're wrong when we correct the issue or talk about the issue, apply some correction to history. We're wrong. And I keep telling you guys, hey, look, man, be no sucker out here. There'll be no sucker, man, because this mindset runs consistently. It runs, man. And I'll close with that, man.
All right. Well, go ahead, my brother. Shea Butter, the real Ivy League, is in the building. Go ahead.
All right, salute you, Roger. So first, I want to fact check something, because when you tell Pookie you got a flat, Pookie's gonna rob somebody for your tires now. Now, if you ask him for $5 for gas, he might disappear. But hubcaps and tires, shoot, they be on there before you get off work. Make that correction. But for all that being said, I don't think black women reward white supremacy. Look, America's just hard to get through. And these women are just trying to make it through the best way they can. Right? Niggas ain't trying to marry them. Right? And even though it's rare for them to get married to white men because it's such a small population, I can't really blame them at the end of the day. At the end of the day, man, they're just trying to survive like everybody else. And I just because they're dating white people, I don't think that is rewarding white supremacy. I'm not saying that you're saying that. Maybe I got it wrong. But if we're saying that dating them rewards white supremacy, I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
I'm gonna disagree with you slightly. I do believe that they do reward white supremacy when they vote when they go during election time and when they vote for, when they vote
But
certain
both
when they
it doesn't
vote
matter,
certain
man.
policies and everything else, it sometimes undermines the black community, whether they
Doesn't
vote
matter what
Democrat
doesn't matter
or
what side both
Republican. It
practice.
really does. To me, I
Both
think. Go
practice
ahead.
white supremacy.
What? Say it again.
Democrat, Republican, both practice white supremacy. It doesn't.
That's true. That's true. But black women sometimes do undermine black men, when they vote Democrat and everything else in certain positions and everything else. I mean, look what happened, back in 2020 when Ice Cube had that platinum program that he was pushing, and he met with I think he met with Donald Trump.
Well,
Joe
Trump
Biden
actually had the platinum program.
Yeah, and look how Vivica Fox and there was black women on that panel
But
on
no,
Fox
but that wasn't. Yeah, but black people in general pushed back. They attacked Cube, they attacked Harvey, and they attacked Kanye West. That was black people in general.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Crash Out Stacy. You're gonna have to put some shea butter on, brother.
Okay.
Because you gotta put some shea butter on, brother. Because I tend to agree with shea butter, man. Look, man, I don't think it's necessarily a reward. I think this is a thing of sticking it to a brother. We could say it's rewarding, the white supremacy, but I think it leans more towards, hey, we have an innate disdain for brothers, and here we are.
Yeah, but
They just trying to
see,
make
here's
it.
the thing, though. Black folks, they vote Democratic overwhelmingly and everything else. But when it comes to policy and everything else, a lot of black men, have been undermined because of, some of the policies that, whether it's mainly from the Democratic Party, they've undermined us black men and everything else. And again, I say this, 45 years ago with this platinum thing, that was an opportunity for us to get some type of form of reparations and everything else.
Nah, man.
I have a question.
Brother, because listen, it's something. Hey, brother, look, we've been basically getting cotton put in our head. They've been giving us cotton instead of what we've earned, what we should be given and everything else. 40 acres in the mule for what we contribute to this country and everything else. I mean, black men have sacrificed themselves, for saving this country and for black women and for families and everything else. But yet, every time a policy comes out and everything else, they out there sit up there debating it and everything else, going after them, saying, "What about us? What about black women?" As Vivica Fox said, and then when Ice Cube said, "Well, it's for everybody, it's for black women."
Yeah,
too.
but it's I get where you're coming from as far as policy, but I think where we're at is in a general way. We from the bottom to the top. We're talking about in general. That I say, and it is my position that Shea Butter says that it's not necessarily that they're rewarding the system. This is something that they have in regards to brothers. Period.
I have a question.
They're going at brothers. Period. Maybe the reward thing is in kind of an extension of what they do, but they directly are going at brothers. If you look at that video, that clip, they didn't talk about Democrats and Republicans. They didn't do that.
What's your question, Kevin?
Okay. How many of us in general, because we're all gainfully employed, would willingly take a demotion and a pay cut on our jobs? I wouldn't imagine not very many of us. You got to understand, black women from their inception in this country were put in position to be an authority over a man. Right. They're not going to willingly give that up, and you shouldn't expect it.
I agree with that. At the end of the day, it's just, look, man. they were taught and trained that black men are not viable options for them, and at the end of the day, the white man ice is colder.
Right.
I can't agree that that's rewarding white supremacy. I just think it's just female nature to want what is perceived the best, and right now, white men are perceived to be the best. So that's what people want. Because the Asians are doing the same thing. Asian American women will definitely choose white men over their own as well.
Well, now my thing is this. So you got to look at reality. It's not about survival. A black woman do play this game when they throw the word survival out there. They ain't trying to survive. They fine. You in America, ain't nobody suffering like that in America unless you just won't get up and go to work, or unless you have an actual physical ailment that stops you from being able to perform in society. But this is a country where you can, thank God, you can give yourself a job when won't nobody else even give you one. So how could they not reward white supremacy? If you have already made the decision that you just don't like black men, you have no regard for black men, and you want whatever white men want to happen to black men, you want that to go down, automatically you're going to reward white supremacy. You're going to fall in line with anything that they're trying to push. And at the end of the day, black women do like the idea of being in charge of black men. Now, that's the idea that they were given. Look, we can be real about that. They like the idea of being in charge of black men. And as you said, they ain't gonna give that up, because to them that's power. I have power over these niggas, and why would I let the power over these niggas go? Power is a hard thing for people to let go in general.
Yeah, but that's the situation, right? For me to survive in America, this is the cards I was dealt. Because you're just talking about now, but you're excluding from 1619 up until now, right? She had decisions to make. She had decisions of sticking with a black man during the civil rights era, or getting food stamps. But mom told me that you really can't trust black men. So I'm going to go with the food stamps. That wasn't a white supremacy decision. That was I've been raised not to trust black men. This from my mom decision. Right? And then on top of that, to give birth to 10 kids, and then you're free, right? So, and that's where the epigenetics come in at, right? The thoughtness. So at the end of the day, black women have been put through things that they had to make decisions to survive. And if they made the wrong decision, that could cost them their survival.
I would say, this has been, we're speaking historically, some time ago, I did a stream talking about the owners. It was called the owners, right? So the owners is perceivably Whiskey Mike and Keisha. And here we are, Wilma and Jermaine, we're the subordinates, supposedly. That's the perception, right? Because the Whiskey Mike owns Wilma, supposedly, and Keisha owns Jermaine, supposedly. Right, and historically, that's what exactly, to Shea Butter's Hot Sauce's point, that the perception is that they have this idea that they own us, and then when the subordinates get together and say, "No, we can't move this way," then that's when all the work comes out, right? That's when we start receiving all the work.
I mean, we did go through a period of segregation in this country,
where
black men were clearly handling their business. And the thing is, white people came in and said, "Oh, let's break them up because they're doing too well." How do we break them up? We got to give that black woman something so she'll sell out her man. So let's not pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand survival when it comes to slavery. Yeah, I get it. I can't even argue with you about survival during slavery, but that was broken up. Segregation did come, And when black men continue to do things and say, okay, well, these men is about something and they are looking out for us. Plus, when it comes right down to it, everything that black men have done, they have fought so black women could have. They've never fought to keep anything away from black women. So at the end of the day, how can the black man be your enemy more than the person who actually took it from you? Whatever you had that was taken from you, the other guy that they liked did it.
Well, we got to be honest. We got to be honest, right? We got to be honest, and because I think we're not telling the exact truth. So during slavery time, she saw the strongest and the best of us get beat and get our cheeks clapped, right? Because let's not forget, right? Men got their cheeks clapped too back in slavery. So that already puts us in a subordinate situation. Then Reconstruction in Oklahoma City happened, right? Black Wall Street, Florida, whatever. So what did the white man do? He bombed OKC. He flooded the towns, black towns in Florida, and he turned Central Park into a park and kicked all the black people that were doing business there out. And on top of that, he took the best and brightest of us and integrated us. So from the Negro Baseball League to Jackie Robinson to Sweetwater from the Globetrotters into the NBA to niggas to Mos Def. I don't know the real nigga's name, but Mos Def did a movie where Mos Def becomes the surgeon that did the heart that helped blue babies. So as the black talented 10, and then you had the boys going to Harvard. So as the black talented 10 integrated into white society, destroying the average black man's means of income, then he approached the black woman with a deal. Look, niggas ain't got shit no more. We did them in. So you can get these goods from us, or you can struggle with that nigga. So she saw us, she looked at them, and she was like, all right, we gonna make the deal. Right? So it wasn't such a clean cut and dry where we're thriving at our peak and she just ditched us for the white man. No. The white man went to work on us and we couldn't recover. Then he approached her and been like, all right, look, either take these government butter biscuits or you can be out on the street like him.
Mr. Shea Butter, I made this argument last week, and you said I was wrong. I told you you got to bind the strong man in the house, and then you can take the house. And he was like, no. Now you're making the same argument I did last week.
But that was in a different context. That context was I needed to disagree with you to win. Now I can agree with you because I'm winning. All right.
You know what? I'll take my wins where I can get them. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, hold on.
He sounds like a white man.
Kryptonian Emperor Decimal has come up, y'all. Hold on. Let him get in. Kryptonian, you got it, my brother.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Sounds like the white man that he truly is. You can't trust these movies. Well, when it comes to whether or not the so-called queens are aiding more white supremacy, of course they are. They've been rewarding it since they were in Africa. You know, before slavery, they've been helping them. They've been helping them to deleting unborn black babies, because if they weren't deleting black babies as much, we would be the second, minority number one when it comes to numbers. What they had around 40 million deletion over the years, so that puts a real dent in our numbers. And also, black women have more children than black men, to the tune of around 1.5 million more children that are not from black men. how's that not them helping or and rewarding white supremacy? When I think Friday, y'all were making the argument that a woman having a children by a man is one of the highest rewards that that woman can give a man. So how much of a better reward can it be other than them reproducing, with white supremacy, with white men? That's that's a great reward. The white man gets to have a lot of children that they can take on black men, but that you Negroes have to take care of. That's rewarding them in my book. On one hand, you had the deletion of unborn babies, and on the other hand, you have them reproducing with non-black men, specifically white men. So yeah, they are helping and rewarding them. Don't you agree?
All right, we got Truth Teller up here, so I'm gonna let him get the mic. You got it, Truth Teller. Oh, wait a minute. Did he get knocked? He got knocked off. Okay, yeah, he got knocked off. We'll get him when he come back. If he come back. Now, yeah, I'm gonna say. Oh, wait a minute. Here he come right now. He coming right now. All right, Truth Teller, you got the mic.
My fault. I had barbecue sauce on my fingers and I hit the wrong button. I killed myself. You know how we do. I'm about to eat this watermelon right here once we finish talking. First off, I need to call out.
Truth Teller, real quick. Before Truth Teller opens it, y'all, let's hit that like button. It's way too many people in here. Y'all ain't hit the like button. Y'all hit that like button. If you want the best show on social media on a regular basis, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel because we do this Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. If you want the best show on social media regularly coming into your home, subscribe 9 a.m. Monday through Fridays, y'all. Subscribe, but hit the like button. Don't be up in here getting all this good stuff and then y'all gonna not hit that like button. Go ahead, Truth Teller.
Shout out to the like button pushers. Roger, we need to figure out the name of that lady in the pink dress in this video. Her life is in jeopardy. All right. I don't know why she thought she can go up there on that panel with them other ladies and say what she said. Now, she may not be 100% on our side, but at least she a little bit. Her life is in jeopardy. They probably beat her ass right now off camera because she said this in front of this book and all these people. We got to help her out, make sure she's okay. She might be one of us if we can push her far enough. The second part, we need to make sure we take into account. Well, actually, two parts. Yeah, if these sisters want to have babies with white men, I say let them. They helping us out, y'all. Do they thing. We ain't going to take care of them, but they helping us out. And if you guys can't figure out how they helping us out, you have a problem. Last one. Last one. Listen. We all know women put status even over money and accomplishments. As of right now, these white folk have the status, which is why everything is happening the way it's happening. They even pick a poor quality one. They still think it's better because they have this status. There's no way to stop that. That's all women, by the way. But our women especially, if it gives them a status boost, but they still living out of the back of their car, they'll take the status boost, right? You offer them $100,000 job picking up garbage, they're gonna laugh at you. But if you offer them a $35,000 marketing job, but they title is manager or VP, they're good to go. So let's not misunderstand why they're doing what they do. You know, let them do what they do and suffer the consequences, man. All you can do is move forward and go with the appropriate steps that you need to. You're not here to save losers, right? You're only here to help winners. If they want to be losers, let them lose, man. Just go ahead. Somebody got to lose, and you don't want it to be you. So if they dead set on losing, just go ahead and let them. That's all.
Powerful words. All right. Let's get the person who came up with this idea, Inspired Truth, in the building. You got it, my brother. How you doing?
All right. Hopefully I'm coming in loud and clear. As a matter of fact, let me put in this other little air bud, this other little thing in so I could be heard even better.
How about now? Is that even better?
Yeah, you good to go, brother.
All right. Peace to you, Raj. Peace to the chat. Salute to all y'all in here. Now, I want to hopefully land this plane. This is the same thing that I say often, but if you notice that through line between all of those videos and the clips, it's the same thing. It's the ninjas ain't ish rhetoric kind of replayed over and over again. And since ninjas ain't ish, then okay, well, we gotta do whatever we want to do and be unaccountable for it. Like that's the prize there on that side of the fence. And then on the other hand, then you have the dominant society, well, going back to that social dominance theory and basically white supremacists pushing that dissolution of the black male image. Like, so you get the relative status uplift for Whiskey Mike, and you get the unaccountability for B-dubs. You get both of those things. And then so then it becomes like, okay, well, why are you busting it wide open for segregationist Strom Thurmond? Well, ninjas ain't ish. Oh, why are you busting it wide open for this boxer that got expelled from boxing, Ryan Garcia, because of because ninjas ain't ish. Like, it's an ongoing through line of the same thing playing out over and over and over again. And yes, it is siding with white supremacy.
Yeah, you know what? Well said. Well said.
Well
now,
said.
I'm gonna say this.
One more thing. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. You know, because I mean, I hear it all over every time. You know, on social media and everything else, whether it's through YouTube, Clubhouse, etc., and everything else. This nigga 8-ish. You know, from some of these 304 ladies and everything else, thought culture ladies and everything else, and then the white men can hear that and say, "Oh, this is great." Continue on saying that while they're sitting up there busy, you know, writing laws and everything else, undermining black folks, particularly black men and everything else.
You're right. It does dovetail into laws as well. I mean, our perception and our image gives a basis for us getting targeted more. Like it targets us when they actually jump on this bandwagon. And that's another thing that kind of dovetails into the way that we're treated as like less than human, like subhuman. And then that just becomes like tied into the culture. And then whenever we push back on being treated like subhumans, then suddenly we are attacking the culture or attacking them some sort of way.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to say,
and let me say,
go ahead, say about it. Go ahead, say about it.
I'll go after Roger.
No, go ahead. I can wait.
You sure? Okay.
Right, so this is what I'm going to say. Every time I hear Champ and Inspire Truth, I just want to weep. Because every time,
this what I pause.
Every time I hear your brothers, it's everybody's fault. White man's fault, Keisha's fault. When are you brothers going to take accountability for your stuff? Like your stuff. Various Styles ain't ish because he let his best friend Trey get murdered instead of taking that little niglet under his wing. Thurgood Marshall champion integrated schools instead of building up black schools. Sometimes, gentlemen, we gotta take accountability. And even when the white man burnt down and flooded our towns, we never rebuild. So if Keisha looking like, okay, they buying the strong man and they won't even rebuild, they're just sitting here pointing fingers like Inspired Truth and Champ Card for Life, then yeah, I'm going to take myself on over there.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Sometimes.
You're a good comedian. I got to give it to
you. These gentlemen, I muted. I didn't interrupt nobody. I'm being respectful. I'm giving respectful criticism because I didn't even say anything. I just say every time I hear y'all talk, I just want to cry. I didn't call y'all no names or nothing.
I know.
Okay.
All right, well, Shark Sims has come up. Let me just say this real quickly, then, because I ain't gonna make my whole statement. But I'm just gonna say, I think it's just hard for black men to understand or accept that black women simply have the same goal as other white supremacists. Now I want y'all to hear what I said. Black women, talking about the collective, not every single person, for the slow dummy people that don't understand general statements, like people who don't get third grade education from a bad school system, because that's what I grew up in, a bad school system. For you dummies, the general black woman simply has the same goal as any other general white supremacy. When you say other, that means they're included in white supremacy. They're white supremacists, and they want the same thing that the other white supremacists want. And I think it's just hard for black men to really wrap their mind around. But let me get a flow to Shark Sin and let him do what he want to do with it. You got it, Shark.
Hey, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me good?
Yes, sir.
All right. How y'all doing today? Happy Monday to everybody out there. I kind of have to agree with what Hot Sauce was saying. I mean, I forgot her name. Pardon me for forgetting your name. What he was saying, what Brother Shea Butter was saying, because it kind of definitely is what he was saying. It's a survival mechanism. Because honestly, like Roger said, white men like the white supremacist black women, and I have to say they don't. The white man is walking around with the black woman with good hair and a good education. It's brothers that's chasing behind the Pookeisha and the chick with the big old behind and the weave and the eyelashes. Even though they say they don't like it, they still chasing behind it and dealing with it. You know what I mean? And it made me think like we always blame women for being delusional, but I think delusion is just a black disease, period, for the most part. You might have some black people that live in reality, but I heard some delusion on here. God damn it, that's why I had to call in. You know what I mean? And I wonder what, like, after watching that first clip, I really wonder what that white lady was thinking, sitting there watching them women talk that stuff. Like, did she think my great grandfather did a good ass job? and as far as somebody said something about loyalty, and no white man, even if the white man does not think the black woman is loyal, because she's not loyal to her own self. She's not loyal to the thing that comes out of her. She's not loyal to her brother, her father, her uncle, nothing. She's not. So why would he even consider her other than something to play with?
That's true.
And I land my hang glider right there. I didn't even get in the plane.
I need to say something, and I mean this with all sincerity, and I'm not joking around. See, here's the situation, man, because we always want to talk about racial loyalty. We always want to talk about coming together. All right, so listen, but we refuse to take responsibility and accountability. You cannot have loyalty and coming together when you don't have any accountability and there's no reciprocation. Right now, I'm going to give you two avatars, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Look at the situation of Malcolm X's descendants. Nobody knows where he's at. There's no statues built by us. There's no infrastructure of us taking care of our heroes or taking care of our heroes' families after they're gone because of martyrdom. The black community does not reciprocate people who champion us. You go to the synagogues, you go to the southern churches, they take care of their own. Look at what happened recently with Kirk. They take care of their own. There's people right now making sure that his son and his wife are taken care of permanently.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, when we don't have these infrastructures, then people bounce and go somewhere else. Oh, now they're Uncle Tom, or now they ain't down for their people, or oh, they're coons and stuff like that. And so that's why I have a bit of a personal issue with this, because just because she goes to the other side doesn't mean it's just quote unquote she hates black people. Maybe people are people. They work off incentives. No race of people only purely work off the strength of we look alike. There's incentives. There's things in place. There's infrastructure. There is structure there. So when you champion us and you go on to glory and service to the community is going to look out for your family.
You know what?
Have that.
Well, I'm sorry. Can I call bullshit though, Roger?
I want to say. Well, let me slightly call it first. Let me say that would sound great if white folks didn't treat black women the way that they treat them, because they treat them as they're nothing too. Now, I will agree. I will. Well, I'm saying I will agree that white supremacy doesn't focus on black women. They always have focused on black men. But the byproduct and how they treat them regardless. Yeah. So basically that argument says black women collectively are about as smart as an abused dog. But go ahead, wait. Because you're misconstruing it. Because I'm talking about how white people take care of their heroes. White people are not calling black women their heroes. I'm not arguing. Bro, I'm not against what you said like that. I'm saying when you say what you said and I accept it as you said it, that makes black women sound like a dog that I treat poorly. But because I'm the dog owner, the dog gonna keep coming back.
No, but Roger,
I feel to see that logic.
No, black women aren't white, so they're not getting that stuff. They're just getting how white people treat them.
Yeah,
so at the end of the day, it's like a dog that you abuse, but the dog.
Hold on. It's my go, y'all. Hold on. Because I'm gonna cut everything y'all said. I'm gonna cut. One, y'all said it's a survival mechanism. Bullshit. Because if you've been doing this for the last 150 years and you still at the bottom, you ain't trying to survive. You dumb.
Thank you.
So y'all can cut that out, right? Right? You can cut that out right there. That ain't survival mechanism is me doing something that benefits me. I ain't seen them get a benefit yet. Hell, they complain more than we do, and we get more abuse than they do. So let's just cut that out. Second, I'm sorry, Shea Butter. I'll have to call you on that BS that you just said. Really two things, right? I grew up in my household with a Black Jesus, Martin Luther King, and a whole slew of other Black people who they called radicals hung up in my house. My parents taught me about these people, right? I am going to say one thing. I remember what you said about Carmelo Anthony, nigga. You forgot what you were saying on this panel?
No,
about Carmelo Anthony? You don't remember? You should go listen to that video. Because you didn't sound like you was in defense of anybody Black in that discussion. You actually literally put up evidence that didn't exist on why that nigga killed somebody. Do you remember? And when people were oh, you should go back and listen to that video. Listen to yourself. You made all kind of accusations as if it was the truth. So hold on, wait, I'm not finished. I ain't finished. You're going to have to sit quiet until I'm done.
See, this is how Black
when people were raising money for them, you also reference, they was stealing money.
Nobody
this is when Black. Yes, you did. You goddamn liar. Pull the video. Pull the video. You made the accusation that they was doing it to get a house. Remember that whole thing? Because you listen to what some white people said. So where was your whole support Black people when that happened, player? Where was your whole? You think I'm lying? You think I'm lying? I will pull that goddamn video right now, player.
Let's tone it down. We can't pull the video. Unfortunately, that was on the channel that got lost. We can't pull the video.
Roger.
Damn it. Pull the video.
He was the one who brought up the accusation that they stole money to go buy a house and a car. Remember? He was the nigga that brought that up.
All right, let's not get too excited.
No, you want to act like you didn't, and you want to talk about supporting Black people all of a sudden?
Let's give him a chance to rebuttal. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down.
I'll be goddamn if this goddamn coon gonna sit up here and tell me that I'm gonna say that people were doing that to get a house or something like that's bullshit. I would never do something like that. That wasn't me. As a matter of fact.
You did say it! You a goddamn liar!
That like
where's the goddamn proof?
The channel. This is the Roger Report. Hit
No,
that
but
like
if
button,
this
subscribe.
goddamn coon gonna sit up here and tell me that I'm saying people hustling for a house over dead people's body, that's not even how I roll.
All right, can I go? Can I go, Roger?
That's not even my character.
Wait, I got next. I got next.
No, hold, stop, pause. That is not my character. I joke around, but I do not make fun of people hustling over dead body. That is not my character, motherfucker.
Support the channel. Hit that like button if you haven't already.
All right, let's let
channel on Earth.
We're going off topic.
All right, let's let Shark get in. Let's let Shark get in,
Go ahead, Shark.
That's not his character. He doesn't say it. The video was gone, so we can't pull it up. So it is what it is. Shark, go ahead.
So I have 2 points to address because Shea Butter literally said people like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Carmelo Anthony ain't neither one of them motherfuckers. So what do you? I don't even understand how that came in.
Charlie Kirk was.
But he wasn't either. People didn't even know that dude existed.
Oh no, I know he wasn't. I'm saying it like he was, so that we can hear what he gonna say. Yeah, sure. Sure.
Let's go back to the topic.
Hit that like button. Support the channel. If you haven't already, subscribe. You're on the Roger Report.
So that's covered right there. That's what Shea Butter said. And second, Roger, these black women do get rewarded. DEI was put in place for them. They get the better jobs than black men. They are literally able to come out in the world and act a straight up fool and get nothing happened to them. We call a white girl that acts stupid Karen. They didn't got a name. These black chicks, they do whatever they want. They are getting rewarded. So I don't understand how they definitely getting rewarded. They have the most abortions, they get rewarded. They getting rewards. You might not want to accept them things as rewards, but they prospering.
Well, we're not arguing if they're getting rewarded
in America.
But we're not arguing if they're getting rewarded. We arguing, why black women reward white supremacy. Now, my thing is, if you want to
from it.
No, what I'm saying is you can use that to say that's why they reward white supremacy. You could say, what I'm saying, because that would be fitting. Nobody's saying something about black women didn't get nothing. I said earlier in the show, we'll see how things change up with the fact that I even mentioned DEI, because of the things that Trump doing and certain DEI programs are getting eliminated. And then, I covered the fact that 300,000 black women had already lost jobs. And I hear that's up to 500,000 now. So yeah, their rewards are having some issues right now. But I'm gonna say, why do they reward white supremacy? Because they agree with it. Yeah, I mean, real talk. When if you look at black women and how they operate, what are they trying to do that's not white supremacy approved? And when do they try to step on the toes of white supremacy? They will do pretty much anything as long as it does not affect white supremacy in a negative way. And when you start seeing the quote unquote racist men, don't they have black girlfriends? Of course they do. Because these people agree with each other at the end of the day. Black women just on their side. And that's why I say I just think it's a hard concept for black men to just simply accept. They chose sides and it just wasn't our side.
That's back to the delusion, because y'all are shit on Candace Owens, but y'all love Jasmine Crockett. Like it's like
not me. I'm not a Jasmine.
Who's y'all?
Yeah, who's
I say y'all. I didn't say the panel. I'm saying this is a general statement. You understand?
Tell her call Jasmine Crockett last night.
So y'all are claiming Candace Owens now? Really?
Let me say that.
I mean, it's crazy, man.
Really?
Let me say this, everyone. We have 130 people watching, 86 likes. Let's get the likes up.
That's Gold Professor's way of saying he ain't trying to hear what somebody's saying.
No, go ahead, Shark. Go ahead. Do you think?
I'm gonna say this. Jasmine Crockett is a very pro black woman person, from what I can tell of her. Real talk.
See what I'm saying?
I see a lot of black women supporting her. I'm sure there's black men supporting her too, because black folks as a collective support the Democratic Party.
No, black men are supporting her because black women support her. Black men don't stand on anything.
No,
I just said they probably support. I know we support as a collective. We definitely support the Democratic Party.
Jasmine Crockett don't stand up for black men.
I know. I'm saying that.
So why are black men supporting her? Because black women supporting her. And if you don't do what black women say, you ain't gonna get none of that fat ass.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't agree with it even when it being put that way. I can agree with it, and I'm gonna say black men have been socialized to be afraid of black women in the first place. So they're gonna do what they're told when it comes to stuff like that. Now, at the end of the day, what does this have to do with rewarding white supremacy? Well, black women are going to do whatever white folks tell them to do at the end of the day. If anything politically becomes a problem for white supremacy, black women walk away from it. Has that not been the case? Do they not have a track record of walking away from anything that becomes a problem for white supremacy from a general standpoint? That's just what they do.
They make sure that your boys are illiterate.
Yeah.
No, but can we get an example of like what something they walked away that affect white supremacy?
Okay, what
I think you meant they don't. I think you meant they don't walk away from anything that's not going to affect white supremacy.
I'm saying if it's going to create some type of negative thing for white supremacy, they'll kind of let it go. You know, just like that.
I didn't know any example.
Well, put like this. What's the?
I have a few. Obama's my brother's keeper. Obama's my brother's keeper. We also had Ice Cube when he was putting forth the Black Plan. We also had when thing there was going for. The Million Man March. I don't know if you saw what these chicks' conversations were.
Yeah.
There was the first and the second one. When we were pushing for black men for the whole prison incarceration thing, I saw more white people pushing for that than I saw black women. But so I'm just saying.
We need.
Here's my response to that. So first of all, Obama's my brother keeper. Black women didn't say, "Oh, no," because it's gonna be a hard white supremacy. Black women official response was, it doesn't include black girls.
Yeah.
Second, when Ice Cube had his thing, again they said, where is it for black women? Because black women need their special whatever, right? And Ice Cube said, so you said black women are not black people? They was like, no, we need stuff specifically for black women. It was nothing about we not going to do this because of whatever. We're not going to.
So why didn't they support it then?
Why didn't they support it?
Because it did not have special benefits for black women. She literally said it.
Right, but it showed benefits for black men. So you wouldn't support benefits for your man?
And that's the second problem. You was going to eat off of it, so that's definitely not going to happen.
My point is that black women women are really just about having stuff specially catered to them. That's what it is. It's not some big overarching white supremacist plan. It's really if you don't have something specifically catered to black women, they're not going to support it, and they've been consistent about that.
But the problem is they have black sons and husbands.
They have black
They don't care.
And hold on, y'all. The issue with white supremacy is the main goal is to make sure everything goes through the woman first, because the woman's going to keep anything bad from us as white people. That's literally the goal. That's why everything white supremacy does, they say if black people gonna have anything, a woman got to be in charge. Yeah. We can't let no nigga run nothing unless it's the chick. Because the chick will do what we say.
But
we can't trust the niggas.
But the point is I'm making to you is that is not her mindset. That is not her mindset.
Her mindset is to be in charge of the dudes, because white men told them they should be in charge of the dudes, and she done held on that since slavery. And they had the office for women and girls, But they had a problem with my brother's keeper, and even their own things. Like women were starting to cover. I can't think of it right now for some reason. I'm drawing the blank on it. But that thing that they did as far as putting a fund together to support Black women's business, and even content creators left it alone. T'Challa coming up, he gonna know what I'm talking about right offhand. I can't think of the name of it for some reason. Oh, he just got knocked down. But they was putting together some funds so they can support Black women's businesses. And then when the white man said, "Oh, that's not fair," and then they left it alone. They just let it go.
Goldman and Sachs.
No, I'm not even talking about the Goldman and Sachs. It was something that Black women was trying to fund for themselves.
It was from Goldman Sachs.
No. Goldman Sachs was giving them something. I'm not even talking about that. It was something Black women were trying to fund themselves, and then a white guy came through and said, "Well, that's not fair," because he was playing the same game on them that they didn't play it on other people. Shout out to
the Fearless Fund.
Yeah, the Fearless Fund. And they just let that go. It was in social media. People were saying all kinds of stuff. The white man showed up and said, "That's not fair." Then it just kind of disappeared.
The white man's name is Ed Bloom.
Now T'Challa done came up, so T'Challa got the mic. You got it, my brother.
Yeah, hello, Roger. First of all, can you hear me pretty good?
We got you on two. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I got the other one. All right, you good now.
There it is. I don't know what happened with that. Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm not going to speak very long, but I did want to come up and just kind of speak to the topic a bit. So as it relates to this thing that, because I looked at the videos real quick. First of all, those women having to give advice about what to do as far as getting, dating white men. Look, they're no different than any other men. The only difference is the cultural difference. And if you're dating for character, responsibility, productivity, then basically those are the characteristics that you should be looking for in a dude, right? Now you got to get past the cultural aspect, but the fact that they have to do all of that and have all of these discussions and everything else in order to make that happen, that seems problematic. And then the other thing too is, and I want to point out something they talked about. They said Black men are the only group of men that's actually talking negatively about Black women. No, we're not talking negatively about Black women. What we're doing is we're identifying shortcomings, issues, and problems and deficiencies that's not helpful to Black women, Black men, or Black children. And we're saying, hey, look, these are things we need to fix. And understand, we do this for Black men too. So, and everybody feels free to do that, whether you're Black, white, Asian, whatever. Everybody's got a bunch of critique for Black men. Nobody seems to have a problem with that. So it's not bashing, ladies. It's basically giving you, constructive criticism. And you guys got to get away from that, because when you frame it that way, what you're saying is stop talking about us. And we're not going to do that. We're going to give you critique and we're going to give you correction. All right. The same thing that we do to men, the same thing that we do to boys. All right. And then the other thing too is that one lady who did the video where she talked about how the difference between dating Black men and white men. Look, the thing is that the majority of white men are not doing that. Not only that, it's not panning out, and does not reflect in the marriage statistics. No one cares about dating. No one cares about how much sex you have. Nobody cares how many kids you produce out of kids you produce out of wedlock. That is a problem. But the thing is that the only thing that counts is marriage. So if all of that stuff that woman was saying, and you still can't get the marriage, then ladies, you are the problem. And you got to stop blaming men for stuff that you're doing. We don't do that with men. If men are failures in relationships and marriage and all this other stuff, and they can't get it right with women, we tell them what their problems are. So you guys got to figure out how to, accept the critique and then just be better women. That's literally it. But you can't try to do this thing where you compare Black men against white men and then try to say that they're better, because the way it looks like right now, they're not really marrying you in high numbers, and the only group who's doing that is Black men. So you can go with an 80% chance of getting married, or you can go with maybe a 15 to maybe 10% chance.
Less than 1% chance. No, a less than 1%, because I think it's only about 0.5% of Black women that's married to a white man. It's like 0.5%
white men in America are married to Black women. 0.5%.
Hey,
that's it.
Hey, some of them will just be all right, just getting the baby, get that magical disgraced baby from their wife.
Well, no, but the thing is, I don't even want to go down that road because it's not an issue about who's better for the Black women. The issue is what the Black women want, and at the end of the day, they just believe white supremacy is just better. Now, the thing is, I get what Shea Butter was saying. Now, when you look at that from a white woman's perspective, I could totally agree why a white woman would want to rock with white men. But when you are the black woman that does not get rewarded in that system, at the end of the day, you just sound like a abused dog. Now, white men don't do a whole lot for black women. Now, I granted they have did stuff to put them in ahead of put them in a position so if a job comes up, they can get it before a black man. That part is true. You know, okay, we can't act like that didn't happen. That did happen. And there's some black women who have some issues with it now that you see some people getting fired at the end of the day. You know, but that's a them on a personal level type of thing. And when stuff like this happens to them, what do? They come to black men and say, y'all should do something about it. Well, if you rocking over there, you got to figure it out over there. I can't save you from what the white man did to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all in his Kool-Aid. I don't want them all in my Kool-Aid. We got to do one at a time, y'all. We got to do one at a time.
We gotta. Hold on. One second.
I didn't interrupt you. I'm gonna let you out. I just gotta say this, man.
Well, let's Shea Butter go. Then you got to go, P, because he do got the Ivy League prison. So let him get in. Then you after him.
Yes, sir.
Flexing
so here's the situation that's black women have been getting a lot of brownie points from from white supremacy, whether it's access to capital, whether it's access to education, whether it's access to jobs through DEI or things like that. They have gotten a lot, or even access to homes with Section 8 housing and food through EBT and things like that. What the American government has absolutely propped up the black woman in all types of subsidies, from entrepreneurship to tertiary education to basic stuff as food and water and shelter. So that's not true that they haven't gotten stuff from white supremacy. That's just not true.
But nobody said they didn't. We literally said they have gotten it. That's what I literally just said.
But that's why they protect white supremacy. You saying why do they protect it? That is the exact reason why.
Yeah.
I think y'all missing the point. With all those things that they got, how did it? Sorry, you go ahead. My fault. You're right. Go ahead, my man. Sorry.
I'm cool. Come on, man. Don't have me call Chef, brother. You know he listening.
Y'all leave Chef alone. Let's leave him where he at.
Don't have me call in backup, brother. You know? Come on. He already about the business. You know that. Come on. Now let me just say this, okay? Then you guys rock. On that second video, the one that said, the Whiskey Mike could do this and Jermaine won't do that, blah blah blah. Okay, but she didn't tell you the other side of it. She didn't tell you that Whiskey Mike will, marry you, and cut you up, put you in the freezer for 2 years. I'll believe it at that.
I'm gonna push back on that, and I'm gonna say, truth be told, the white men are doing that without the marriage. That's why only 0.5% of them are married to black women. So they'll give you that without the marriage.
That's not the point, brother. The point is,
shout out to
say the other side of it, whether you married or not.
I can't remember what's my girl's name that the one who she got killed and the police said was a nice white man Lawrence Smith Fields. Shout out to Lawrence Smith Fields. A lot of Lawrence Smith Fields happened without them getting married. And my thing is, so I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying a lot of folks get the Lawrence Smith Field treatment without the marriage when it comes to black women.
We know that DJ that was slanging them houses in Virginia wasn't married to none of them brothers.
Yeah, I mean, but he didn't necessarily take people out. I'm saying, there are black women.
That's not taking people out.
What I'm saying is for black women, even the risk of getting killed by a white man to them is just better than dealing with you niggas.
But
See, that's how she's thinking. I'd rather take my chances of getting killed by this white man than dealing with you niggas.
Yeah, right.
You know, so it is what it is on that note.
But Roger, to the lady in the second video, I hate to say it, but I have to give her some props because she did say some black men. The only problem is it's the black men that they choose is the niggas that do that.
No, Shark.
She did say some.
She may say some, but we do know
That
we
ain't
don't
what she
hear
meant.
the word some. We hear all. Come on.
Hey, are y'all talking about the shorty in the pink? That's what y'all talking about?
The woman from the second video, which
okay.
The thing is, you know, people say stuff for certain reasons. Sometimes she knows she on social media, and it doesn't make a difference that she say something. If those are the dudes you deal with, why are you comparing those dudes to white men? How come you didn't date a black man that would treat you better like the white men did? So my thing is it's them comparing the best of white men to the worst of black men. And at the end of the day, when you compare somebody's best to anybody's worst, you're always gonna get something that's just off in general. It doesn't even make sense to do it.
Right.
Okay. That's like
like Charlie Kirk and Martin Luther King Jr.
It's like you want to be respected as a champ, but you don't want to race the fastest people. I want to be the world's fastest man, but I don't want to race no Olympians.
Right.
Okay. I want to be the world's fastest man, but I don't want to work. I don't want to race people on that college track team. I want to race these random niggas that's over here on this school. You know what I'm saying? At this playground, I want to race these random niggas. You can't be the world's fastest man like that.
Well, I hope all the LeBron fans heard that because that was to y'all. But anyway, the next point was that when she was wrong about one thing in that second video, Pookie will get you some rims if your tire go flat though. He will definitely rob some nigga to get your tire.
Yeah, definitely.
He will be baby boy. He will be baby.
And I'm gonna say this too. That I'm gonna say that this is the thing. Black women do want the white supremacy system to continue to be the way it is. They're not really fighting to change it. You know, you may have some sprinklings of black women trying to quote unquote change the system, but they don't really fight to change it. If we're not fixing something, it just ain't getting fixed. And then at the end of the day, I do have to look at them and say, well, the people who do you the worst, those are the ones that you care about the most. And I have to look at you like you crazy when you care about the people who treat you like trash. At the end of the day, it just doesn't make physical sense to care so much about a person who treats you like trash. Now, y'all can say whatever you want to say about that. I don't like people who disrespect me. That's just period. I have a problem with people who disrespect me. Period. And I understand getting along in the regular American society, there's a lot of little flare-ups that happen here or there. I have them on a regular basis. Because when you don't respect me as a person, I respond to you not respecting me as a person. And don't let me get some time on my hands where I can really dig into you. So I got a problem with folks all the time because folks in general just ain't trained to respect black men. So it's always going to be an issue for me if you're disrespecting me. Now, the thing is, black women, they just don't care. Because again, their goals are the same. And they're willing to sacrifice themselves so white people can win. I will say that. They believe in white supremacy much more than white people because they are far more willing to sacrifice their own life for it. I think before white people would. Black women are quicker to sacrifice their life to support white supremacy.
So Roger, I gotta take off in a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to get a couple of points off real quick. So here's the thing. Like, again, you guys know that I kind of go to other panels sometimes. I was literally on a discussion, and I didn't even try to fight against it because I just didn't have time. But these women and a couple of the men were actually agreeing that those kids don't need to be raised by their father. Like, this is where we are on this. See, that's actually supporting, race. That's actually supporting and not supporting, black families, black community and all that other stuff. They literally were convinced, and they were trying to, basically black-splain or woman-splain away the reason that the father was not needed in the home. So this is what we're dealing with.
Better every time. My favorite restaurant.
Well, you have women who are actually still doing that. All right. And then that one statement where that woman was saying that, white men don't talk about white women. Yes, they do. Where do you think the red pill came from? They're writing whole books about it. They got nothing but complaints, right? Because of what the women they're changing laws right now in present day because there's a group of women who are not cooperating with white men. So they got nothing but complaints. Now, just because you're not paying attention doesn't mean it's not there. But anyway, and then the last thing you said, it was the Fearless Fund that you was talking about. I don't know if you guys answered that question, but that's what it was. It was the Fearless Fund. All right, but that's pretty much all I had to say, and I got to dip out. But thanks for letting me know.
So
I appreciate you coming through, brother. Appreciate you coming through.
Let me make one more thing because I got to get ready to roll too, and everything. And what he just said is very true about this. Another thing too that about black women is that they want this system. They need this system to survive without it. Because if they don't have a man with them and everything else, you know, they're just going to start struggling and everything. And so they try to find a way. If they can't get a black man, okay, let me just go ahead and find myself a white man, see if I can get pregnant, and see if I can live off of all that type of stuff. They'll take the lowest common denominator of the white man, okay? No matter what condition he is, and we'll have a different kind of standards for that white man when it comes to black men. Black men, you know, we don't have that. Black men, we have to have standards for black women. Okay, we got to have money. We got to sometimes make over $50,000 a year and everything else. If we don't make $50,000 a year, then we're dusties and everything else. They have a different kind of standards for white men, and they've been trained to do that. So I'm gonna let my plane there.
Well, I just want to say this because as well, I'm gonna push out, and I appreciate everybody in the chat in the panel. Hey man, y'all keep doing your thing and stand on business. Roger, this is for you, brother. I'm glad you said you have an issue with people disrespecting you, brother. If you got an issue heavily, you stand on business when you sense any iota of disrespect. I appreciate you. I have that same energy. So in the future, when I'm up here having a conversation, these old disrespectful Negroes are here who interrupt me consistently. When I'm just trying to say, hey man, I rock with y'all. I hope you correct the situation so I don't have to go here and crash out. Okay? Now, this might be perceivably sound like I'm crashing out, but I'm not crashing out, brother. This is special point.
It's all good, brother. It's all good.
I just wanted to talk stuff to y'all, man. All right, hey, peace, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. All right, I'm gone, man.
All right, for sure. Be easy, brother.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah, he trying to threaten people on the slide.
He kicked you in the ankle on the way out, Roger. He kicked you in the ankle and closed the door behind him.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna say, look, when it comes down to it, should black women reward white supremacy? I'm gonna say, keeping it real, when you rock with something heavy, you gotta have some form of reciprocation. So black people rewarding white supremacy, I don't even see it like it's crazy, because if you get the benefits of something, you should give them something. And at the end of the day, black women will give white men anything they want. It's that simple at the end of the day. Now, what does that mean for black men? It means we shouldn't look to you for anything. Now, I hate to say that, but that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. The collective of black men shouldn't really look to black women for anything, which means if a black woman is lucky enough to get a black man's attention, she needs to treat it far more precious than what she's been trained to do. Because I shouldn't expect anything out of black women, because they are so heavily involved in trying to make sure white supremacy go down smooth. How could I even look at them to want anything? You know, politically, they're for black women. They say that all day long. You know, even Jasmine Crockett, who was brought up. I remember on one of the shows that we lost, Jasmine Crockett went to who was that? She went to the Breakfast Club and she was talking about this and talking about that, and our whole thing was about black women politically. She said nothing about black men. She acted like she didn't even represent black men politically. You know, there was no mention of us at all. That's the type of stuff I expect from black women. You know, I do not expect them to look out for black men in any shape, way, or form. Not because of what someone told me. It's because of what I see. And if I see something on a regular basis, eventually I got to accept it as the truth. You know, maybe I can look into it or something. But if you see somebody doing something on a regular basis, you accept it as the truth, at least for that moment. And what I've seen from black women politically is they are pro-black women, and that's it. And being pro-black women is also being pro-white supremacist. I don't see anywhere where there's any black women who are pro-black women that are not also pro-white supremacy. I ain't never seen it. And that's real talk. I ain't never seen it. But we got another guest that came up. We got a new guest, HD Live. You got the mic?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man? I just ran into your page, man. I'm liking what you talking. If you believe it or not, you probably the only dude I've been speaking on, like thinking on this for years. Like, probably the only dude that spoke on this in like a handful. So I just want to commend you on that first and foremost. I'm trying not to get triggered by this because basically what I done came to see. A woman said on TikTok 2 years ago that until we able to make the white man bow down, and now mind you, she was talking all I had, but this is basically, if her young ass is saying this, I'm pretty sure this is their whole overall, you know. So basically what she said was until we is able to make the white man bow down like we had to bow down to him and be enslaved for 400 or 500 years to take the government back and all this and all that, they gonna always side with the white man. Now, she was a dust bucket, of course, but if her dusty ass is saying that, I could just assume, you know, these feminists is feeling like that as well. So I just say that to say, like, pretty much, man, pretty much we know they sided with Brad decades ago, you know. We know that when we was trying to get civil rights, you know, popping Black Panthers and all that, whatever, and even before then, the 50s, you know, with the Jim Crow and whatnot, the Deacons were what's the
Deacons of the
the black fighters and whatnot, you know, the underground, the guerrilla fighters that was fighting for us, that had our backs. You feel what I'm saying? When these people was out here, you know, terrorizing us, whatever. Keisha would go back and tell like now we had our Sambos doing that too, but it's like when y'all was supposed to have our backs, y'all sided with Becky. It's like, so as far as I'm concerned, they know we know they portrayed us, so they basically riding this shit to the wheels fall off.
I could agree.
I land with that.
Hey, appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Welcome to the show. I mean, yeah, that's something extremely hard to argue with, you know, real talk. And I think black men just don't know how comfortable white women are with white supremacy. We don't want to believe they are because they black. So we don't even think about them as people practicing white supremacy. You know, a lot of times that I've said, you know, that black women are white supremacists, I had to get men to wrap their mind around the idea that white supremacy is just an ideology. It doesn't come in a color. It's an ideology. Anyone who practices an ideology can be part of that thing, whatever it happens to be. The same way you can be a religion, you know, you can be in practice something else that's just not necessarily viewed as a religion. And white supremacy is just one of those things. It's not viewed as a religion, even though you practice it religiously. And black women just dig it at the end of the day. Now, why they dig it, to me, that's on them. I'll never take responsibility of why black women want white supremacists to be the way that it is. That's a personal issue on them. But you know, that's people. People have a right to choose what they want. At least when you live in America. Okay. Shout out to all my people listening from around the world, but at least in America, you can choose whatever lifestyle you want. As long as you ain't damaging somebody else's property, as long as you ain't hurting somebody else physically, you pretty much good to go. Now, I got another new guest. It says, "My life been exchanged for yours, FBA." Okay, that's an interesting name. But I just brought you up to the panel. Go ahead. This is your chance to speak.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We hear you now.
Can you hear me?
We hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, sir. We hear you, sir.
Oh yeah. I just want to say I'm old school. I'm old school. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm
Okay,
old
bro.
school, and I don't like what
I think this is a
the
troll.
black men are talking about
y'all.
black women
I
like
think this
that.
is. Hold on. Is this a troll or this somebody being serious? Because I'm
No,
getting
this ain't
troll
no
vibes.
troll.
Okay, well, we asked you a few
Let
times.
me answer. Let me answer. Let him talk. Let him talk, and then
hold on, bro,
I got something to say to that.
What you're not gonna do, definitely, especially being new. When I talk, you shut up. I don't care who you are, bro. I'm already getting troll vibes
I'm
from
just
you.
saying, let him go. I won't roast him because he talking slick.
No. Whoever just saying, I'm Roger. When I'm talking, be quiet, especially when I don't know you, because I'm already looking out for trolls anyway, and you're giving me troll vibes. So don't make me really believe that. I asked you where you were troll because that's what I want. I wanted to hear you say it out your own mouth. Now, go ahead, brother. Say what you want to say. And see, now he's too quiet.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
That's why I said let him go. I was ready to get him. Shit.
There's a lot of noise going on, and no, I can't hear y'all. I hear y'all, but y'all can't hear me.
Yes, we hear you. That's why we said yes.
This what you do, because maybe you're not a troll. Turn off your phone, turn it back on, and come back. Turn off your phone, turn it back on, come back. Because obviously there's an audio issue going on, and I don't want to put that on you, but I'm finna get real annoyed right now. So turn off your phone, turn it on, come back. Hopefully that's gonna clear up the problem. And we'll keep it moving, y'all.
There's too many people.
I just kicked him off. So hopefully he heard me, and we'll do from that. You know what I'm saying? So I do think it's a troll though. Real talk, y'all. Real talk. You know. But I think he was gonna get on y'all case for talking bad on these women.
The fact. That's why I said. Okay. That's why I asked you. My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's why I asked you because he hadn't been talking about me and what I just said. Because y'all was just talking like respectful. I don't know, but see, this is the whole game with people getting mad because we is establishing the truth amongst men. You get what I'm saying? We ain't cussing these chicks out. We ain't calling them out their name. We just speaking on things that we see, and they saying we don't got the right to see that. Come on, man.
Well, I think he was finna go in that direction, and that's why I'm trying to give him a chance to clear up his situation so he can be heard the way he want to heard. But I really do believe that was the road he was finna go down. And my thing is that's okay because that's an opinion. We can deal with his opinion. We can see why he's even come to these conclusions if he has a device that's working. Okay, but we got to get a device that's working because we can't do nothing with people with devices that ain't working properly. You know. And I'm gonna say this, y'all. See, at the end of the day, we all got to side with what we want to side with. Okay. Because there's things that happen where you side with somebody who's not necessarily a winner. You know, people have sports teams. Okay. Now I'm a Bears fan. Why? Because I'm from Chicago. Am I siding with the Bears because of their record? Absolutely not. Okay. I'm not going to say nothing disrespectful right now about my Bears, but I ain't siding with the Bears because of their record. I'm siding with the Bears because of who they are, who I am, what they represent. They represent Chicago. You know what I'm saying? These guys ain't won since '85. This is way too long to not win. Real talk. It's what, like 32 teams in the NFL? They should have won another one by now. Real talk. And I know they went to a Super Bowl a few years back. Well, that ain't good enough because they ain't winning. So you don't side with everybody just because you, quote unquote, you think they're winning, which I think is what y'all are saying about black women. You think black women have a perception of white men are winning, so therefore I'm going to side with them anyway. And my thing is, the thing that they complain about is the very thing that the white men did to them. When they say, well, we couldn't have bank accounts until the 70s, which I just heard last night again. Remember, I told you I went out and did my own surveys. I started talking to women myself, and I looked up a lot of women talking about what's going on between black men and white men on social media. You know what I'm saying? To refresh myself with certain things. I don't just talk out the side of my neck, y'all. You know, and I asked women, I said, well, what do you feel about the white man keeping you from that? Because it wasn't no black man that kept you from doing anything. And every time you give them something direct that white men did to them, which is the things that they complain about, and I keep saying, you do understand white men did this to you. You do understand black men had nothing to do with that. Black men only help you get. They've never taken anything away from you. And collectively, that's just what it is for the story of black men. We have literally never taken anything from women in America. Now, if you live somewhere else in the world, maybe you can say this, maybe you can't, depending upon where you're at. But in America, black men have literally taken nothing from women. The only thing we've done is help them, period. From a collective standpoint, we help them get in better situations. We help them get being respected as a person. Okay, we help them get jobs. We hire them. We are quick to support any black women's cause. Y'all see the way black men rallied around. Like I just said this the other day, how we rallied around Kamala Harris just at the notion that she was black. When she was Indian, okay, we didn't really know who she was. She didn't count. But at the notion she was black men started rallying around that woman. That's what we do for black women. We talk about how beautiful they are, how great they are. We promote their beauty, and black women don't care. So now, when it comes to the things that we do for them, does it matter? Why are they siding with white men? Y'all really think it's because white men had slavery going on centuries ago? Y'all over a century and a half ago, y'all think that's why they siding with white men? Because they're not seeing slavery right now.
I think it was passed down. Believe it. I mean, to be all honest, man. I was told in the 1800s, Frederick Douglass and some women, like basically black men and women, tried to come up with a conference to it was like right after they got released from slavery. They was all trying to come together. They had some conference down south or whatever, where they all was just basically trying to see which way they wanted to take the race. And I heard some lady, what's her name? The lady that had the hair that got rich off the hair stuff.
Don't mention no names over here. Don't mention no names over here.
Well, the lady that got rich off the hair cream, all that hair stuff back in the day. Now, I mean,
you talking about a historical figure?
Yeah.
Huh?
You're talking about a historical figure.
Because I'm saying to you is,
I'm talking about a historical figure.
Okay, yeah. Well, let me tell you this to make it clear. I don't want you to mention other content creators over here, but yeah, historical figures fine.
I'm familiar with that. CJ, I think CJ. What's up?
Madam
CJ Webb. Madam TJ Webb. Madam CJ, something like that. Madam CJ
Walker.
Walker. Yeah. So instead of her coming to the conference to interact with fellow blacks, she made it all about black women. I mean, she interrupted the whole conference. You know what I mean? Made it all about black women. Like, nah, I don't roll with the black man. Like, nah, I mean, so this ain't been just happening, dog. Like, you dig what I'm saying? And I honestly feel because they was able to take all, they was able to strip us of Black Wall Street. They was able to strip us of our farms, our sharecrops. I honestly think that punked them, And instead of them just buckling down with us and getting in the fight with them, I think they chose up. Sad to say.
And you see what he's saying is absolutely correct. And that's why I said I think delusion is a black disease. It's not just a woman's disease, because even after that right there, we still having sex with them. We still trying to have babies with them. We still chasing behind them. We still doing streams trying to hopefully they'll change and come around. That ain't happening. And if we're not going to If we're not going to take our resources back, then we just looking like real suckers. And they already know that. That's why they will literally get on TV and say what they say and not care a damn about it. But a black man get on TV, he just kowtowing to every little thing they say. So it's like I think black men, we really got to come out of our delusion and start understanding the game that we've been put in and how we're going to play the game to get out of it. That's if even some black men want to get out of it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say shout out to Madam C.J. Walker, because what did she get famous for? For creating a product to help black women look more like white women. Exactly. That's why she's celebrated. You know, it's something that I always notice, and I say it's something that's like like when I was a kid, when I'm first getting taught about stuff like this, and I'm like, well, so she got rich because she helped black women, try to look like white women. Mm-hmm. But nobody wanted to say it like that, or people act like it was problematic that I say it in that kind of manner. So like, I understand people celebrate her for being like, because I think she was the first black woman millionaire. But my thing is, how did she become a millionaire? By trying to get black women, or helping, but I'm going to say trying to get, helping other black women who wanted to be seen more as white women, even way back then. So it's not a new thing for them. And I think I think it's just black men are having a hard time accepting that because of the stuff that we're told, even by our own family members. Because your mama gonna tell you she love you. It don't mean she do, but she gonna tell you that. Okay. Now you sitting there in subsidized homes with your mama talking about she love you, and you don't even know your daddy. And you believe her because it's your mama, and kids believe anything pretty much. But now if you actually think about that as an adult, if my mama had me in a subsidized home and I don't know my father, my mama don't love me. My mama's using me to get a certain reputation and to get certain stuff paid for. She don't love me, because if my mama loved me, I would know who my daddy is, and I'd be seeing him every night when I come home. I'm just saying. How can you be a little kid and your mama truly love you and she got you in subsidized housing? Like I told you I done dealt with single mothers before, and I told a woman to her face when she said stuff about how she take care of this and take care. I said, no, you don't take care of your son. We, the taxpayer, take care of your son. We do it. And if we change our whim, your son has nothing. So you don't take care of your son. You got to come into that own reality. You don't take care of your son. The taxpayers do. I understand you want credit for taking care of your son, but as long as you on public assistance, you don't get no credit for taking your son. The taxpayers are doing it. That includes me. People who pay taxes are taking care of your son. You ain't got no job, you ain't taking care of squat. Here's what it is, But Tunnel Runner has just come up, so let me turn the mic over to him. Tunnel Runner, you got it, my brother.
What's up, my brothers? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Everything good. I just want to know. I just got this one blonde-headed Latino. I got her fooled. Maybe I got her convinced that black men are most positive, most getting shit done brothers on the planet. So at least I got one mind change.
And one is all you need. Well, shout out to you about that, brother. Shout out to you for that. Real talk. No, well, and you know what? I think you did the right thing at the end of the day. And I say that was a mistake of mine as a younger man. I wanted to find a black woman who was going to work with me. And at the end of the day, now that we understand stuff a little bit better, I was pretty much looking for an FBA woman. The women who swear ain't nobody chasing them down, ain't nobody looking for them. They'll say stuff like, well, black men didn't want me or whatever. I ain't never seen any attractive woman not get hit on. I ain't see that growing up. And that's just real talk. I didn't see that as a young man in my early 20s and all that. I didn't see, matter of fact, if I want to be real, I didn't see the ugly ones not being talked to either. Now, I would say the more attractive ones got a little more attention, but I seen some fat girls get attention. I seen some booger woogers get attention. I seen them with men too. So I don't even buy into this thing about nobody was trying to talk to me, you know. And I mean, even the women were saying way back then on that show, well, you know, these black men, they have all these options to go out and do X, Y, and Z. I mean, at the end of the day, man, y'all had the same options we have. You denied the black man that was trying to talk to you. Yeah, women act like it wasn't 1,000 guys. Yeah, and remember, y'all, I found out they said women get approached over 1,000 times in a year. You know, and the number, if I remember correctly, the number was closer to 1,500. Who are all the guys that was hollering at them? Now, I know even as young people are changing, do y'all think that number is dropping? Because, you know, we used to approach women, you know, in the streets. You know, you catch them on the bus, you catch them on the subway, you catch them on a bus stop. You know what I'm saying? You know, you catch them at a church, you catch them at a movie theater, you catch them at an amusement park. The ways we go about it just kind of somewhat changed as you got a little bit older, whatever. You started basically in high school is when men start going after girls, where the boys go after the girls, and then it just keep going as we become older, unless you get married. This stuff ain't stopping. You think because it's now younger people are more on social media and going into people's DMs and all that stuff. How many hits y'all think a girl gets now? You got a 20-year-old lady on social media. How many times y'all think she get hit on in a year? It's probably far more than 2,000. I'm just saying. What's hitting on the chick now? You see her on some social media and you type some stuff and you send it to her and see if she responds. That's nothing. They might be getting hit on 4,000 or 5,000 times in a year now. So women claim like they're not getting attention from black men, as if black men ain't out here trying to have sex with men in the first place. And people can say that, well, you know, it ain't just about sex. No, but let's be realistic. When you first start off, it is about sex. You telling me these dudes ain't trying to have sex with nobody? You know? Now I'm gonna say this. I do believe there is a contingent of black men, because people say, well, you know, you look at some of these men from a younger age, and I would say it's even happening in my personal life where I got friends whose sons that made it to their 18th birthday and they hadn't had sex with anybody yet. You know, which I don't see as a problem, because I don't encourage kids to have sex in the first way. You know what I'm saying? I think they should be 18 before they get down into all that type of stuff. Now, I know since then, you know, stuff started happening with at least the ones I know that made it to 18 without having sex. Stuff didn't start happening since they've been 18. And I know one of the guys who told me that he recently got married. So, you know, he good to go. But when it comes down to it, you know, if black women ain't trying to work toward the benefit of black men and a black society that includes men, then how on earth could you not be rewarding white supremacy? I don't see how you can do those things at the same time and white supremacy ain't getting rewarded. And as I told y'all before, black women done figured out something black men refuse to understand. Black men are the community. Black women just participated in it if they want to. They're not trying to participate with us. For the most part, they're trying to participate in the white man's community, which is why anything that comes across as white supremacist thinking, they're going to roll with it. Because they don't like you niggas. That's what you is to them, niggas. Not saying that I'm not. You know, they see me the same way they see y'all. Success don't mean nothing to them. As long as you a nigga that's successful. You know, you are something to pull from. You're not something to be with. You're something to pull from. You know, and that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. You're something to pull from. If I can get with you for a while and then pull some of your success with me, I'm good to go. So even if you're a successful black man, you know, you still got women trying to get with you just to get stuff away from you. And that's how they think about it. Like I just saw a clip, maybe I use it later on down the road somewhere, but I recently just saw a clip where a woman was literally complaining. Young black woman I guess maybe 23 to 26, somewhere up in that range. She literally was complaining about men who won't send her money to spend on herself. she had a problem with a man that would date her because she said, I feel like, y'all know how women talk, I feel like when we go out and we date, it's like, well, see, you get the benefit of going on a date too. So you're not generous. I feel like that type of guy is stingy. So like if I just say I need something, he should just send me some money.
I remember that video. She was a dark skinned chick.
Probably was.
I remember that video. What it was if see they they think they can use our tactics against us. She was getting at the fact that even if a man pays for the date, pays to take us out, pays for all this, he's enjoying that. What am I getting on my own? He ain't, you know what I mean? That's why, ladies, you need to ask him for some money after the date or the next day, whatever. What she was saying, basically saying the money he spends on a date, he's enjoying.
But all I saw was a clip, but she definitely get that message across. And she basically said it in a way that the fact that you took her out don't mean squat. It don't mean anything. It was something to be totally disregarded, because if she can't get the money from you so she can enjoy the money without you, it's a problem.
Can you hear me, Roger?
Yeah,
we
go
hear
ahead.
you.
Okay, my mic was out for a minute. Two things here. The strategy of black women dating black men is to drive a man into poverty and then monkey branch over to the next man and repeat the process. That's one. Two, women in general of all races, nationality, creeds, and colors, they do not like to see men enjoying themselves when it's not centered on them. They're all like that, at least in this environment. And we just gotta, like Roger's been saying, we gotta come to grips with the tough facts about it. They don't like you like that. They just don't. They try to extract resources from you to advance their lives in the way that they think they need to advance their lives, and that's it. And if you're not serving their purpose, you're gonna be like Stephen A. Smith. You're gonna find out they don't like you like that.
Stephen A. Oh, good. Oh, damn.
And Roger,
He learning today.
That black woman in the first video that wrote the book, she was openly getting dished by his family. She was saying her boyfriend's family liked to swim, and they know she was a swimmer. But when she doesn't go in the water with them, they say, "Oh, she's a black woman; she can't swim." They openly dished her, and she's still writing a book about the love that she has for this man and how we need to change her options, all that stuff. I mean, she don't even understand what's going on right in front of her face with her people that she's dealing with.
Now, I was going to bring that up, and I'm going to say she definitely understands it. We have to accept that a white man did this with a white man's family, so therefore it don't count.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what she basically said. In other words, what they're gonna treat me racist because I'm trying to be with him and that's his family. They're gonna be racist toward me, but it don't count because he white. And that was her openly telling us that it just don't count. Y'all have to, and she was telling them, y'all gotta accept they're gonna have some family members out there that's gonna be a little bogus to you. Don't worry about that. They white. He's white. It doesn't matter. Now, what do they do with us? Let somebody in your family say something cross to us, she gonna make a big issue out of it. You gonna side with him over me? I'm the one you with. You sleeping with me? You gonna side with your cousin? You gonna side with your uncle? You gonna side with your auntie? You can barely side with your mama for a black woman. But if a white man family openly disrespects you, you're supposed to leave it alone and don't worry about it. And see, that's why I'm saying that it's something that is not. This is not even about black men. This is just how they see stuff. When a woman can see a man flawless and see every flaw you got, just because y'all two different colors, ain't nothing you doing with that woman gonna end up being your fault. I understand they're gonna say y'all the leaders and everything is supposed to be on you. I can't lead a person who can see only faults from me and can't see faults in other people. I can't lead a person like that. There are people who are not given licenses because they cannot see. I can't give you a license to judge me when your eyes work that way. You know, I'm just not putting you behind the wheel. And that's just real talk. You know. Now, Rael is backstage. He's coming up. So let me let him get the mic right now while I'm talking. So go ahead, Rael. How you doing, brother?
Peace, Roger. Peace. Peace to the panel and peace to the chat.
Peace, Roger.
Peace. The thing that stood out to me was when the light skinned chick, you know, shout out to the light skins. She talked about how the attributes that will go into making a good man, she used that across the board. She said, well, the things that you're talking about should be applied in terms of judging black men who fit this modality. And I find it very interesting because when she stood up for black men with that comment, it actually rocked the chick backwards to her to her right, based on how she was seated. And also too was the fact that when the white female made this statement, because I don't know if y'all caught it, but the white female caught herself when she was about to make a statement about black men. She said, well, who do black men think? And then she caught herself. And I thought that was a very interesting dynamic, because what the white female proved was that black females have given white females the authority to speak about black men in that particular way, which is interesting because the funny thing about it is that the black females that were up there, you know, talking about making the case to get with white men. And if you notice, when it comes to interracial dating, it's never about Hispanic men. It's never about Asian men. It's never about Middle Eastern men. It's never about any of these other groups of men. It's always about white men. And the irony is that the very white woman who has complained about her man for the last couple hundred years, the black female is telling her that your man is better than mine, even though many of the rights that the white woman has is because of black men. That's the irony. Black men were the ones, like Frederick Douglass, who spoke up. Now, it was a bad decision, but he did, like Frederick Douglass, who spoke up in defense of, and I'm not talking about poor white women. I'm talking about middle class, upper class white women who already were they already had privilege. He spoke up in defense of them getting the right to vote. Civil rights has been overwhelmingly used to benefit white women having much more autonomy as it relates to white men. So all of the pushback that the black females were given towards black men, and even the white female who tried to participate in it, at the same time, it's actually been the black men who are responsible for you having more of the freedoms that you actually have in society, apart from the very white men black females were putting on the pedestal.
And I'm gonna say, to me, that should hold a lot of weight because, like I said, when I went out, started talking to the women, and now I'm putting it in their face. You do know everything you had an issue with about what happened to women in the past. Black men helped correct all those things. White men did it to y'all, and it just never registered to them. You know, even after I'm making them confront it, it just wasn't a problem. It don't matter. You know, that's why I say, you know, what Shea Butter says, when I think about that, it's like having an abused dog. You can somewhat abuse a dog, but even though you abuse a dog will still defend your home because the dog familiar with you. You know, that don't mean you treat the dog right, but the dog gonna be a dog. So when a stranger come, dog gonna bark. Dog might even bite somebody for you if the stranger get in, or he may run out and bite somebody. But every bad thing that you have to complain about, black men have done nothing but help you get rid of those things and help protect you from anything that's bad that was going on to black women. That is literally our record in this country. You know, and some women even went to well, what about domestic issues? I say so you pick a man that's gonna beat up on you and somehow that's supposed to be black men's fault. When you in a country that we can't really do nothing to y'all, you know, that the police will love to arrest some nigga over hitting some black woman. They would love to. So that's what you're gonna come up with. You know, and my thing is to me that's a weak defense for saying something, because when could black men beat up black women, and when did we ever even attempt to do it? The only thing we've been doing in this country is basically trying to put them in better positions.
Roger, I'm having a hard time talking because my wife made me these coconut pancakes and drinking this tea, and she got me just in a state of haze, man. I'm like, I'm like high off of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Can I speak on something real quick?
Go.
Now,
go ahead.
This HD Live.
Go ahead.
HD Live. Now, when it comes to why they just so happen to have amnesia, it goes back to what I was saying before, man. You know, these people was just scared of Brad. I mean, you gotta realize black men deal with mercy and we deal with compassion. We only strike strategic and we only strike for certain reasons. Get what I'm saying? Whereas Brad been motherfucking, I mean, pardon me, been devising in evil ways since the beginning. That's how he even got in this position. Had to do a lot of backstabbing, had to do a lot of reneging on agreements. You get me? And that got him somewhere. I ain't gonna stop that. All that backstabbing and whatever, saying you're gonna do this, but then in the middle.
All right.
Wait, is he there?
I guess we lost him. Yeah, I guess we lost him. But
probably in a bad area.
Yeah, I guess the thing is, black men need to be evil. You're gonna have to be evil like the white man in order to gain black women's respect. And is that how you want to live your life? I guess that's your other option. You can just start being just as evil as they are, and see how they gonna work with that. But see, this is the thing, y'all. Do y'all really believe black women gonna respect you even if you become just as evil as white men have been in the past?
Never, Roger. Never.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't think they would have a choice. So I'm agreeing with Ryan.
No.
Yeah,
for whether they have whatever they have a choice or not, they won't willingly do it. They'll have to be forced to. So that means never.
I don't think they willingly respect the white man. They forced to.
Of course they do. Because think about it. If you accept biscuits and crumbs for a status boost and you okay with it, Of course, you accept Brad. They don't have to. Yeah, they don't have to do any of that. Everything that they're doing is not something that's put on them to say you have to do it. Actually, it works out worse for them in the future. And every time you point it out to them, they act. Look, I mean, look at their stats.
I don't know, Truth Teller, because if say you was a white man and you saw all, because I've seen white men actually make videos telling black females like, man, we ain't shit. Like, don't think that we all that like that. You know what I'm saying?
I seen it too.
So,
yeah.
so what I'm saying, so you've seen this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, like, think about it. Like,
well,
if you was a white man and you supposed to be the paragon of virtue and power and all this other shit, and black females who are the lowest on the totem pole are openly declaring that they want you, I would actually think like, man, am I slipping or something? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, well, see, why would you look at me? I actually think they actually go, to me, the openly overtures toward white men, to me, is actually proof that they actually do see white men on some sucker shit. I actually think that's the proof. The fact that it's actually, because it's in direct response to them actually being rejected. I mean, look at the I always take it back to the marriage rate, because it's smashing chicks and all that. That's one thing. Marriage is completely different. Black men are not marrying these chicks, period, across the board. Whereas white dudes are notorious, man, for marrying kind of scandalous type females, like, and knowing that they'll be on some scandalous type stuff. So if anything, black men are much more further ahead in that regard. But I'm saying, like, for them to openly declare that they want whitey, to me, is them really saying that they're suckers. Because when they say, well, this white man accepted me with 15 sex partners, am I gonna look at her and be like, oh damn, for real? So now I need to drop my standard? Hell no. I'm like, well, that's on him. That's what he decided to do. You know what I'm saying? Because they've tried to do that. They'll try to use white men to shame you into accepting a black female with a lower standard, not realizing their elitist notion towards black men does not come from their accomplishments. It comes from them buying into what elitist white people have sold to everyday white people about black men. So this idea of them thinking that they're better than black men comes from an elitist position. And so even LBJ said, like, I can get the lowest white person to think that they're better than a black man. So that's an elitist position, though. That's not something. We know trailer parks exist. So when they say white man, it's like, okay, well, who are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to the elite level type stuff, you're not going to really crack that shell like that. And so for me, I look at it, I look at it as a badge of honor. If a female comes out, if a female of that caliber comes out and openly declares she wants white dudes, man, as far as I'm concerned, she's trash. Because in their group, that's how they look at a lot of white females. If they're females, a lot of them, if they look at them and say, oh, you dealt with a black dude, most of the time, man, white dudes ain't going up behind that. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. That's how they look at their females. And I've me personally, I've seen it. I would never want to deal with a black female that has any interest in white dudes. Absolutely not. I did it one time. I learned my lesson. No, absolutely not.
I would just say this. What you just described is faith. Even though there are no benefits that they can get from going down this path, the minuscule amount of them that do get married, 0.5%, and then the fact that it's highly unlikely that they'll marry one of them, And then on top of that, it's highly unlikely that if they don't marry a black man, their life is probably not going to be good. They're going to have all sorts of problems that they can't deal with: medication, blood pressure, all the good stuff, not eating well, overweight, all the stuff we know that happens. The outcome, there's no benefit. Basically, they're doing what they always do. They're getting some gimmies here, some gimmies there, some gimmies there, and thinking it makes them appear that they're doing better. Which, if you look through a woman's gaze, yeah, I'm going to an office in a high rise. I got a nice car that I can't afford. I got kids that I'm not with their father, right? Well, my kids are taken care of. They wearing Jordans, right? I got my own house, but I'm in this mortgage for 30 years, and now the new mortgage is 40 years, right? And then what am I going to do with this house once I pay off the mortgage? Give it to my kids? Hell no. I'm going to sell it, buy a condo, and go look for Brad when I'm older, right? So, I mean, they're getting little things to keep them moving along. It's like, how they used to tell us drug dealers do. You give them a little this, you give them a little that, keep them coming back, keep them coming back. And when they come back and you hit them with the high price, suddenly they ain't got it. They're going to have to go steal something. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to give me something if you want this now. And that's their relationship. But it only is based on their faith in the fact that that man will benefit them more than a black man. And that's where the core of the white supremacy comes from. Their faith that he'll benefit her more than a black man, even though there's no proof of that. Ever.
True. Have you ever dealt with a black chick and you've been around her white coworkers? You ever been in that?
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna assume what I'm saying is gonna apply to you. Did her white coworkers sing her praises?
It depends. My wife, yes.
Not
Some
your
of
wife.
these
No,
other
I'm not
chicks,
talking about
no.
I'm not talking about your wife. I'm talking about before your wife.
Rael, I'm
Nah.
gonna say no.
No.
Okay. If because I'm talking about a female like you dealt with, you've been around her coworkers. Typically, what happens is they put on a different level of behavior around them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's my point. That's what I'm getting at. So what I'm saying is that level of behavior that they express around their white coworkers is very different than what they do with you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Definitely.
And that's my point. So what I'm saying is, and many times these white coworkers will be like, because like let's say you and the female has had some back and forth, some tug of war type shit, and they'll say something to the extent of, oh man, man, she's good, man. Oh my gosh, man, she's so great. And you just sit back and look at them like, fuck is you talking about? She's great. Man, if you see what this chick is on some other stuff like behind the scenes, and what I'm saying is they knowingly do it. They knowingly behave very different for those white folks as opposed to you. And that's the whole point. They know how to behave. All this idea about, well, she didn't have no father, she didn't have, because we grew, pretty sure
I'm on board with you on that. I'm on board with that one. Yeah, I'm on board with you on that one. I always say it. Yeah, I'm on board with that. But all I'm saying is the reason why there's that change is because she has faith, a belief in that, in Brad. She doesn't have any belief in us, no matter how well we perform. Steph Curry, anybody? Tia Mowry's husband, anybody? I mean, just come on, man. What's your name's ex-husband, the pastor dude? She's with the guy who got kicked out of Marvel. She's married to him now. Her ex-husband, who's a well-to-do pastor. I mean, come on, y'all.
I had an ex
Barry
who literally
Barry and Michael Obama also.
Right. I had an ex who literally told me, she said, "You're the most intelligent man I've ever met." She said, even over the white dude she had before. and still wouldn't listen. She admitted it.
Because she don't
She
got no
admitted it.
faith in you, player. It's just, that's
my
what it
point.
is.
That's my right. I'm locked up with you. I'm saying, like, y'all gotta really see. A lot of times, man, black men, you gotta really. It's not what a female says; it's what she doesn't say too. Because a lot of times, man, like you're sitting there trying to represent all of these good things, and what you don't understand is, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not all the good stuff that they claim they want. A lot of the stuff that they respect is when you bring out that tyrant shit on their ass. It's a part of them that want to see you bring out the tyrant shit. Now I know I know this shit is weird, and I know, but there's a part of you that can't be scared to pull the tyrant shit out. If you are scared to pull that tyrant shit out, man, they're never gonna have any respect for you. And I'm not saying overall they are, but you can't be, you know what I'm saying, unwilling to pull that, because all that nicety stuff, man, and giving them the respect and all of that type of stuff, in a lot of instances, man, they'll look at you weak. And that's why I said, like, them going for Brad, to me, is them acknowledging that Brad is actually weak, which is what I believe. I believe, based on what the law that we have seen them pass throughout the years, white dudes are the biggest suckers out here. That's why they're trying to get you to buy into being a sucker. And historically, if you grew up around any black men worth something, man, they was never suckers. They was never that shit.
All right. Dave, that's an interesting point. But I got two new guests up here. Mr. Z says he don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna let him go, and then we're gonna get Bad Black Gamer in here. Mr. Z, you got it, my brother.
Thanks for having me up, Raj. I did not get to hear anything. I just was like, oh, let's see what Raj's talking about today. Yeah. Okay. And I did click the link, so I did get to see it. So let's go through it real quick. The second link, where the older black woman is speaking about, how great the white man is and whatnot. Recently, that same lady put out a video and said, "Black women, what happened to you? What happened?" And she's going through the list of crass, rude, disrespectful black women. So yeah, the Brad is so great, but then months later, actually that video is probably 2 years old or a year and a half old. A year and a half later, you're asking black women what happened to them. So okay, that's funny. Second, the first clip of the black women speaking about being with expanding your options. They always frame it like that. What we have to appreciate is it's not simply a black woman thing. Globally, women see Brad, white men, as the winners. This is something that many black men, because of your egos, you just don't want to accept. I agree with Rob. They see white men as the winners, but big, dumb lames with money. They see white men as big, dumb lames with money. And that's easy for them. The projection of, oh, you just want the white man's trophy, white woman. No. They want what they see as the trophy man, the white man. This is a woman of color thing. The white man in their mind is the man, right? So going back to the title, why black women reward white supremacy? Because women reward white supremacy, because in their mind, that man is the winner. They see white men as being the winner. They see them as the group of people that went around the planet, great, pillaged, conquered, and destroyed, and now have everybody under their thumb. How much longer that's going to last, we don't know. But, and this is the thing, black women only fall under that. Go ahead.
We can't use the word grape over here. That it sounds so dumb. I just refuse.
I know it do. I know it do.
Well, go ahead. Continue.
I don't want to mess up your channel, Raj. I'm just trying to protect the channel.
You know that's just too dumb for me to be comfortable on my channel. But go ahead,
Raj. I mean, hey, Raj, look, we try to make sure there's not a Roger 7.
I get the point though. Go ahead.
Yeah, but so so I want us to appreciate black men. It's not anything you're lacking. It is a distorted way that these women see the world. And so if she gives you any sign, right, of swirl or any sign of divester, dead it. Because all you will be is chasing after a ghost of some omnipotent white man that she's envisioning. right? If you watch that first clip that Raj posted, the young lady that was kind of pushing this on the other women, you can see her pushing this on with all the same weirdo stereotypes that we heard in the 80s. Quite frankly, black women don't want to admit it's not that you're not open to Brad, it's that Brad's not open to you. Which was, and the young lady in the middle, the lighter skinned young lady, you could see her kind of tiptoeing trying to say that. She just never got to it. She refused to get to it. No, it's never listen, for all these women of color, black women in specific, that's not what the white man be. Appreciate this. If they're into white dudes, it's never been that, oh, we're too loyal. No, 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 no. The white men that you are willing to hold your nose for, whatever the bottom is for you that you won't go under, that's all you got is the bottom under that. Right? That's all it is. That's all it is. It's not loyalty. It's never been loyalty. Don't let them get away with that. And I'll end out with this. The way it's being framed when you let black women talk about this loyalty thing to black men, they're framing it like Henry Cavill and Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth are landing in helicopters in the middle of the hood and pointing at the heaviest set Keisha with 4 kids and be like, I want you as a wife. And they're like, no, I'm too loyal I'm too loyal to Tyrone, who's sleeping on my couch right now and doesn't have a job and like knocked me up with 4 kids. And like, no, stop it. That is not what's going on. That is not what's going on. Is they flirting with their white coworkers and they not biting. That's what's happening. They flirt with the Latino mechanic and he not going. That's what's happening. Okay, that's what's happening. Or Brad that they go to school with did them dirty, piped a few times and then ghosted their ass. That's what's actually happening. It's never been loyalty to black men. Are there certain black women that's in the black men and that's really what they mean? Yes, but as an aggregate, it's never been loyalty.
Like
It's always been
5%.
that Brad don't reciprocate. Ross at 5%. Y'all got 5%, right? And I'll end it right there. It's never been loyalty. The reason why they adhere to the reason why they reward white supremacy is because women reward white supremacy. They shout out to Rogish. I'll end up with that. Rogish told you they're loyal to the game. They're loyal to the mainframe. They belong to the mainframe. That's what he said. They belong to the mainframe. Whoever the winner is, that's the program they're gonna get on. Right now, we have wicked winners. And that's what they about. They're not questioning nothing. They're not challenging shit. They want to be higher up on the hierarchy, but they're not actually challenging it. They're with whoever the winner is. If the winner is wicked, they with the wicked winner. If we become the winner, they on our program. That's how it go. That's the type of time they on,
Exactly.
and they're gonna reward. They're gonna reward the white supremacists because the white supremacists are winning. They're gonna throw their legs open. Name a place where the white dudes went and they didn't pipe. As dumb as they thought the locals were, as idiotic as they thought the locals were, as crude and uncivilized and low IQ they thought the locals were. Name a place from Australia to Africa that they went and they didn't pipe. And I don't mean just the women. I'll pause right there. All right, Rush.
Yo, I
All
just
right, we
want to
got to
say
get my
you
man
spoke on
Bad
it.
Black Gamer in here. Bad Black Gamer, you got it?
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing? Y'all hear me clearly?
Yes, brother. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me on again, Roger, and salute to everybody on the show and the chat. I'm gonna put it like this: um, anybody that's worked in corporate America know that black women have, most of them have, if they've got an opportunity to, they've basically, slept with a white man or something at some point. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Mr. Z said, they didn't claim them public. It was like done in the shadow, and they feel some kind of way about that. You know what I'm saying? But anybody that knows where a black woman's working anywhere like in close proximity to a white guy, they've had a white guy before. So that's the first thing we all should think about. Two, basically, there's like a show on Power, like one of those spinoffs, where the scene where the woman is talking to her brother and she's saying, "I own you, Negro." That's pretty much the whole thought process between most black women, is that they actually believe they own black men. You know what I'm saying? They believe that we're beneath them, and even though they don't really believe that, but they want to believe that, I should say, so strongly so that they that they get some type of satisfaction out of feeling like they can bully us or talk down to us, no matter how well we doing, whether we be president of the United States or whether, we be the richest man on planet. It don't really matter to them. You know what I'm saying? Because for some reason in their psychology, they believe that they want to believe that they're beneath or that every black man is beneath them, no matter how well he does or how powerful he becomes. You know what I'm saying? And part of this is just a want to believe that, and the other part, I believe, is helplessness, because they actually have nowhere else to go, because they know that no other race of men really want them. They're not anybody's first choice. So I think that's kind of pretty much sums up really the issue that we have with modern, black women right now. Because number one, they all have had, been with some white dude and been rejected, and two, they have nowhere else to go, and three, they just like bullying us and want to feel, that no matter, that they have the right to reject us at any time, or that they're beneath us, or that we beneath them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably why they're so mad about the passport bros, is because they have nowhere else to go, and now they're seeing guys going somewhere else instead of coming to them to be rejected. So I'll land my plane there, and I'll listen in the background. Thank you, guys.
I appreciate you. Go ahead, brother.
Gentlemen.
Now I'm gonna say real quick, perfect time to follow you up, but go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I'll leave room for the brother, even though there's only 2 minutes left. But that's how it is sometimes. But I mean, the thing is that I just can't believe my ears right now. Black women have been nothing but loyal to niggers. She walked hand in hand with us in Selma. When we got
Bloody Sunday
hoses on us, she was there too. Through all Million Man March, she was there too.
Yo, where you from, bro? Where you from?
I'm sorry, brothers. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I mute for
Where that
everybody.
accent from?
I'm mute. I don't know what's going on here.
He from Philly, man. He from Philly.
Nah. Where that accent from?
Hold on. Let him speak his piece. Let him speak his piece now. Go ahead, because I gotta get perfect timing after him. Go ahead.
But I just can't believe my ears when we're saying these things about our women who've been here for us. Even during the 60s and civil rights, we were the most married people. I mean, come on, guys. We have to approach this with some sort of level-headedness instead of this extreme bias. At the end of the day, black women, I'm with you. Santana's with you, and I just can't believe my ears.
With you.
Say again.
And the Tappers are with you. Yes.
Yo, he said Santana's with you.
Yeah, Santana with him. Jay, shout out to Santana. Shout out to Santana.
With you. And I'm pretty sure Perfect Time is going to say a couple of lifeful things. I do respect that brother, but at the end of the day, what I gotta say to that brother is, at the end of the day, she was with us in Selma, walking hand in hand. When we were getting arrested, she was getting arrested with us too. George Floyd, she was on the front line with us. Now, despite the hustle of BLM, right? BLM.
He don't even believe that shit.
But
he don't even believe that shit.
No, at the end of the day, I'm just saying, man, I'm gonna let my play here. Wow.
Man, you've been crashed the plane.
All right, let's give it up for Perfect Timing Podcast is in the building. Let's give it to him.
Hey, that's messed up to follow that, man. How do you follow? He brought up Bloody Sunday. He invoking spiritual connotations. You know what I'm saying? We gotta burn some sage after that one, man. Goodness gracious. All I really wanted to say is I was watching the videos and I was listening to you guys. I watched the video. I started cracking up. I was handling some business, but I saw she went after Hill Harper. And that just tickled me because I was like, Hill Harper not saying. That was cold. Like, Mr. Z, I don't know if you, but when she went after Hill Harper, oh, I'm like this Barack Obama little brother, this is the picture of black men that I thought y'all wanted, and she just slashed Hill Harper throat, left him bloody on the pavement. That shit was comical. I'm like there's no winning. A couple brothers said earlier, there's no, if Hill Harper gets slaughtered like that, I was like, wow. But why black women reward white supremacy? Because white supremacy rewards them. That's their employer. That's pretty simple. That's a fundamental, Roger report, you know what I'm saying, one of our steeples here. Like, yeah, they reward white supremacy because white supremacy rewards them. Right? And that's evident in the video. He gonna call you, he gonna take you out. They don't talk about the bad parts that he gonna do to you, call you the N-word, beat you up, dog you out, and then when the police come, they won't believe you. They don't talk about that part, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a free pass, but they just talk about the fact that they are rewarded. We see them receive benefits, right? Not just monetarily, right? But we see them going back to when Kevin C brought the millions of dollars from the banks on Wall Street, you know what I'm saying, and everything. So yeah, they get rewarded. That's the whole key to it. It's a symbiotic, parasitical relationship between the black woman, and she's like a parasite on the dog's butt, you know what I mean? And she benefits, the dog benefits, and she benefits a little bit. She's sucking the blood. Like earlier they said they see the white man as a lollipop, as a sucker. That's the parasitical, they're the parasite, right? They're the parasite, so they benefit from sucking the blood off his ass, right? So it's a parasitical relationship, right? And I don't know if I look at it as supremacy, you know what I'm saying? I do understand that this white thing exists, but I'm not the type of person to acknowledge white supremacy, but I do acknowledge them as being a parasite, and I do recognize the parasitical phraseology of the relationship between them, and that's all I had.
Okay. Well, I just want to say real quickly, yeah, when you think about white supremacy, it's not white people being superior. It's about everybody trying to play into white people getting an advantage so they can come off as superior. Because if you're superior, you don't need a system. Your superiority is evident, so that's just keeping it real. I don't have to pretend I'm superior because I am superior. And that's just the way the game go. But you know what? Looks like Mr. Z is back. I'm going to go ahead and let Mr. Z back in here. I'm shocked that he's back. Mr. Z, what say you, my brother?
I had to run in here because I don't know why I forgot about this name when I was talking and the brother after me were speaking. While he was speaking, I kept on thinking to myself, Joy Taylor. Look at Joy Taylor. That's an attractive young lady. She's not young like that no more, but she's an attractive young lady, right? She's supposed to be the preference, right? The air quotes the preference. Did y'all see the white man she was sleeping with? Did you see the goddamn white man that she was giving vagina to, bro? Raj, it's gonna make you throw up, Raj. I want y'all to understand. If it's you, Raj, you got.
George Teller is not the FBA though. So
yes, but listen, true.
She cosplays. She cosplay though.
She does.
Cosplays.
She does.
Thank you. No, but, and the largest. Yeah, listen. As a Haitian descent person, I need y'all to appreciate, and y'all know I don't be throwing ADOS FBA under the bus. I need you. I live in South Florida. The ADOS FBA sisters is getting down the same exact way when it comes to them white dudes and them Latinos. It's not just a Afro-Latino, Afro-Caribbean, African thing. I'm telling you, I've worked with ADOS FBA women, especially in white-collar spaces.
No, but that's not my argument. Because my argument, my point of saying that is to say this: if a Haitian or Jamaican or whatever they outside their race, that's not. I mean, that's not. I wouldn't consider that betrayal because they don't share the long-standing history as descendants of.
I'm Haitian, and I'm wait. I got this. No, y'all, I got this because this is my background, right? I'm Haitian descent. I'm telling you, we do. I'm telling you,
No,
we know it too. No.
I would not
How, so you telling me more than you telling me better than me? You telling me you know better than me about me?
No. I'm not telling you I'm better than you. I'm saying that
That's not what I said.
Person, but you're not listening to what I'm saying. As a FBA person, I wouldn't look at it as betrayal to FBA people. That's what I'm saying to you.
But I'm telling you, as a non-FBA person, born and raised in America, I do see it as a betrayal, not only to FBA, but to our common heritage as Caribbean black.
So then you're telling me, right? So I mean, so isn't that the pot calling the kettle black then? I mean,
I'm telling you about I'm telling you that about what my perspective about being in this country, born and raised as black, as a person who doesn't get to differentiate between ADOS and FBA. My real name, people don't know that I'm FBA, or excuse me, they don't know that I'm not FBA if they don't ask, right?
I don't look at it as because black passing. Mr. Z is black passing. He's black passing.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But the point is just, I mean, if you want to say it's betrayal to Haitians, you have every right because you're the Haitian community. I have no say over that. So if you want to say it's a betrayal to Haitian community, then I'll take your word for it. But I mean, but people like Joy Taylor, who are especially first generation, no, she's not. She's first generation.
I'm first generation. What this is what I'm saying. Okay. Give me a little bit of space to put this out. What I'm saying is we appreciate. Don't let Afro-Caribbean folks and Afro-Latino folks fool you. They appreciate the history too. They know what white folks did. They know the history. They know how white men got here. I played a clip on my channel where the Latina straight up said, us people of color, we can learn something from white men. They conquered the world and we can learn. And she's over here giggling, borderline about to wet her pants, talking about the white dudes. Everyone knows what happened. Everybody knows the history. Don't let these. I get what you're saying. Also, I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is, I appreciate it, but don't let these folks pretend like there's some relation that they have to whiteness that black people in America don't have. They appreciate the history. They know the history. They kissing ass and tap dancing and throwing the legs open for the same reason ADOS FBA women in America do it. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's fine, but that's not. I mean, that has nothing to do with FBA people. That's all I'm saying. That has nothing to do with us.
Yeah, he just saying we ain't gonna put Joy Taylor personally on blast.
Yeah, I mean,
she technically can't portray us because she wasn't never with us. That's all he's saying. And my thing is, people do have to take a side when you come over here, you got to take your side. Some people gonna side with us. Some people gonna side against us. Now, I don't pay attention to Joy Taylor like that, but if I had to bet my money, ain't nowhere in the world I would bet money that she rocking with us in any kind of shape. The little I do know about her ain't favorable to
Roger,
her.
Roger, hold on, Roger. She don't. When that lawsuit came out at Fox, who did she throw up under the bus? Did she throw Shannon under the bus, or did she throw the white man under the bus?
She threw Shannon.
Oh, I had to say Shannon, knowing her.
No, she didn't throw Shannon. She threw the white man. She threw the white man under the bus, man. She did. She don't see. The thing is, the thing that gives her some sort of legitimacy is cosplaying blackness, dog. That's what gives her legitimacy.
Exactly.
That's what gives her legitimacy.
Exactly.
That's why she didn't. Well, Shannon didn't do anything anyway. But I'm saying she didn't put no dirt on him like that. It was Skip, and it was the dude she was allegedly getting smashed by, and what people were reporting.
You know what? No, I'm sorry. I was confusing Joy Taylor with Joy Reid. That's what I.
Yeah, that's my bad. Because I was thinking Joy Reid also. My bad. I was
Joy Reid too.
Also.
Okay.
Wow, y'all. Look. The whole time, look. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
My bad. I was thinking Joy. No, Joy Taylor's a white woman. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, she white. Get out of here, man.
No, she light.
No. See, y'all almost made me drop the goddamn B word. That gets wishy. She ain't white. She wish she was white.
No, but I'm thinking we're talking Joy Reid the whole time. Or
Me too.
Right? I know, like,
Joy Taylor was dating an ugly white man. Joy Taylor was dating an ugly white man.
No, wait. Correction. Wait. Everyone, wait. Correction. Wait. Correction. Because I'm sorry. Wait. Listen, everyone. Joy Taylor wasn't dating nothing. Joy Taylor was getting smashed out by a gremlin, ugly looking white dude. I want y'all to shout out to Lion. I want y'all to
I
look him
seen the
up so y'all
dude.
can see what it. Thank you. Oh my God.
Skip,
I seen
Skip,
dude. He like a goofball, real
Skip.
talk.
That's a
Yeah,
valid
Skip, the
point.
best looking white dude she had.
Wow. Cause she caused all that trouble over there with them brothers, right? And that's what she.
Well, in Joy
She slept
Taylor's
with
defense,
that married dude too. That married
it,
black dude too.
in Joy Taylor's defense, she did say if you got enough money, you can hit it.
Right.
If you got enough, if you funny enough, you can hit it. She said something else. She said so. Basically, she said anybody can hit it. So you,
So she don't
you.
have a color line.
But you want to know what she also
right
said?
now.
Hold on, you know what she also
He's
said
out of
too?
pocket right now.
That the
She
stroll
also
should be legal.
hold on. She said also too that if things hit the fan, she was just going to, according to the reports, she was going to Me Too the dude too. If they
She
tried
did
to
say
try
that.
to
Yup.
slip on her.
She said that.
I told you, man. They
She
think
did
them
say
white
that.
boys are
I
suckers,
wish
bro.
everybody understood how this two-step. All women is working with that post Me Too. That's always there. If you single and you better always keep that in mind that you can get that whammy just thrown on you at any moment.
Let me back you up. Let me back you up by saying this. What this is why I say let them talk, right? Somebody's background, but this is why I say let them talk. I agree with you 100. I'm backing you up on that. This is somebody background. This is the game. This is the game plan. This is the game plan for all of them. And what Joy Taylor did was telegraph it for y'all. It's not just the Me Too thing. It's look, we're starving the beast out by not marrying them and not by not having kids with them. They gotta
Somebody
try to
needs
find
to
a
mute up, man, for the playback so people can hear it, man.
I'm handling that now. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm sorry because my background loud too. I'm walking away from the noise source, but while I'm telling y'all to mute up. But yeah. So Joy Taylor just gave y'all the game plan. Y'all have to appreciate we're marrying them less and less. We're having less and less children with them, if any. So the game plan now is to get the money from you by hook or by crook. They can't get it from you with child support. They can't get it from you with alimony. So they're going to try to get it from you with some trumped up harassment charge. You gotta move smart. And Joy Taylor gave y'all the gameplay when she was like she would, and she remember she also said on the interview she think that that being on the stroll should be legal. Stroll like activity should be legal. And she is the new this is the modern interpretation of by hook or by crook. I'm going to get the money by hook. This remember we're talking about a 30-something-year-old woman, no children, not married, and was out here for the taking.
But you like Mrs. Z, no offense, you out of pocket for me mentioning Joy Teller, because she's one of the real ones, right? Because like she said, if you're funny, you can hit it. You got money, you can hit it. If you got power, you can hit it. So I mean, come on. I mean, she's one of the real ones out here.
Yeah, she don't have a color line.
She ain't trying to say something she ain't. Yeah. And then on top of that, to be honest, and this might get me kicked off the panel, but if I was a woman, I would definitely meet two niggas. Are you out of your mind? I would be Me Tooing like there was no tomorrow.
Hey, all I gotta tell you, brother, is if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. And so if you Me Too me if the glove don't fit. That's all I'm saying.
This is the problem with the Negro. You don't like to use everything in your power to advance.
Right. We talked about this last week.
Right, because,
hey, Mr. Z, Mr. Z.
In my mind, if I'm a woman, Me Too is fair game.
Mr. Z.
Go ahead, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, coconut pancakes.
Turn this nigga mic off. Turn this nigga mic off. Turn this nigga mic off, bro.
You got a problem with coconut pancakes? You got a problem with coconut pancakes?
Maple syrup.
Look.
Wait, I want to hear the whole menu. I want to hear the whole menu, man.
Yes, that was. Coconut pancakes with real butter, maple syrup, scrambled eggs, coffee.
Wait. To answer Raj's question, I don't have a problem with coconut cake. I have a problem with happy niggas with they foreign wives and the coconut cake. That's what I have a problem with. Happy niggas with their foreign wives.
Mr.
That's
B,
what I have a problem with.
we need Roger to hear this, because Roger, I am waiting to get my invitation to the wedding, and I'm waiting to see that beautiful Mei-Ling on the cover of the invitation. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Roger, what did you wait? You don't like coconut pack? The question is to Roger. Roger, you don't like it.
Roger will not abandon these black women.
Roger scared, boy.
He met a fine snow bunny a few weeks ago, and he let one of these Negroes talking to that woman.
No, you didn't.
Bruh.
Nah, I ain't have.
You passed up a pog, bro. You passed up a pog, bro.
Come on, Roger.
He was up here feeling bad that he had even mentioned how fine that woman was. I heard it in his voice. I heard it.
I remember what you talking about.
Don't laugh, Roger. The question is, do you like coconut pancakes, Roger? Come on now.
Absolutely, pancakes my favorite food.
Then why did you tell? Was she interested?
No, I tell you, yo.
You gotta come to Bible study. Come to Bible study.
No, that young lady wasn't available. We had an interesting conversation, though. We had a very interesting conversation, and I'm saying she was
color ass, Roger.
No, Roger, man, listen. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Roger backed all the way down from talking about how fine that snow bunny was. He came on. He was excited. He was like, man, I met this chick today. She was so fine, and she looked like a wife. And then one of them hotel brothers came up here and went to woo woo woo, and he was like, well, maybe you're right, brother. Maybe you're right.
Let me say this.
I'm gonna tell y'all like it is. Look, Roger will sit up here and talk about do what's best for you, but in Roger's house, he eating chitlins, y'all.
Hey, let me say this. Hey, I
cook no chitlins. He's sending you to the bounds of slavery, nigga.
Hey, let me say this. I've been listening to Raj for years. I ain't never heard Raj stutter before. This nigga stuttered. I ain't never heard Raj stutter. This nigga was stuttering just now.
White woman. That was a pretty white woman.
Nah, she was a fine white woman. That's what she was.
Fine as cat hair.
Okay.
Look. She don't know nothing about no chitlins and pickle pig feet. So,
hey, Roger.
Hey, y'all, it's a pleasure, y'all. I'm dropping out. HD Live.
No, you know what? Don't worry about it. We all finna drop out. So we passed the 3-hour mark. So y'all got y'all jokes, but that's y'all last statements. Y'all got your jokes. That's everybody's last statement today. Look, y'all, if you want the best content available for you on social media, tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Chicago time to the Roger Report Live. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Long live the Habitual Line Steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.